Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go, let's go.
Figgy, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rockett, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. This rolling gun, I'm staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, Nike. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down, baby, back in the row. He really the one, but they already know. Don't know my chains, go put on the show.
Giving up gins to my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10 toes down on the pavement. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone if we still consider the Astros cheaters?
Yeah.
White boy. Oh, it's such a beautiful day.
We some family men. Get the paper.
Dog, I was listening to forgetting what the song was called. It was Thug Love. That's right.
Oh
I
yeah.
I was doing cardio at the gym the other day, and Thug Love came on the shuffle. And dog, I can't not laugh at Tupac's verse now. Whenever that part comes up, I caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening. Why is he so mad when he said it?
Yeah.
I caught a plane back to Cleveland last evening.
You got to think about it though. I think he was really that was the time he was angry.
Dog, he had to be coked up on that verse, man. Like the energy he brought was even for him, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And that it always hypes me up. Usually, honestly, after his verse ends, I usually turn the song off.
Really?
Because like that's the peak. His verse and Busy's verse is really the peak of the song for me. After that, it kind of, I mean, I don't hate on Crazy and all them, but once it gets to their part, I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of the beat at that point. The gunshots starting to get on my nerves.
Yeah.
I might want to skip to the next song.
Yeah. How you feel about speaking of Bone Thugs, how you feel about this song Notorious Thugs? Where do you feel like that song peaked? Because it was a bit debate online because Mark Lamont Hill said he pretty much turned the song off after Biggie verse.
Hell no.
Everybody be like, dog, like you can't turn it off. Like it's hard to turn that song off because everybody was kind of going in on that song, especially Biggie. I mean, not Biggie, but Busy.
Busy killed it. I think he had the best verse, man.
Yeah. And everybody was looking at Mark crazy, like, bro, how you cut the song off after Biggie's part? Like, are you crazy?
It always gets it's a funny story. I'm sure you've heard it too, how they talked about how they made that song with Biggie. And Biggie basically, they were in a studio together. They just smoked, listened to the beat. Then they just all went in one at a time and just recorded their verses right there.
Yeah.
And Biggie was like, he was just stuck. He couldn't do nothing. He was like, I got to take this home with me. I don't know. So he took it, and they didn't even hear the song finish until the album came out, I don't think.
Damn.
So he didn't even do his verse in front of them, man.
Yeah. No, that to me, that's why I feel like You got to put Bone Thugs and Harmony up there, man. Just
Yep.
if we just talking about lyrics, like dog, they were lyrically crazy. Like it was no way I think the only person that could probably keep up with them during that time, you could probably say Twister.
Yeah.
Because he was rapping fast, and this wasn't just because nowadays you got people that rap fast that don't be saying nothing, and that's kind of one of my hot takes. If you rap, I mean, just because you rap fast don't mean you saying anything. I really appreciate Nicki for saying that. I think she tweeted that, but they were actually saying some stuff, and for the simple fact you do that, and then when you hear Biggie verse, he was trying to keep up with them.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was being Big Papa on there. He was trying to rap like Bone on that song.
So what song do you think is better, Thug Love or Notorious Thugs?
Notorious Thugs is the better song to me. Like that song can come on any time. It's Bone and Biggie. It's Bone and Biggie. Like that song, it's a vibe. They actually rapping on there. It wasn't just like a club song where they kind of melding in on the verses. They got a catchy hook and it was going in on the verses. To me, Thug Love was more of an angry song to me, man. Like it's a dope song, but it's a little too angry for me, man. It's like I don't know what they was going through with it, but it's a dark song.
Nah, me personally, like I think lyrically, Notorious Thugs is better, probably. But Thug Love for me, I don't know. It just gets me going, dog. It's about that song, and plus the fact that back in the day, I used to be obsessed with that song because couldn't really get it because we couldn't really buy, mature parental advisory songs. So I had to hear, I think my cousins might have had the Bone Thugs album. I heard it on there. I'm like, damn, I want to hear this song. Something about that song, the beat, the way it hits, Tupac's verse when he comes in, the way the beat kind of switches up for his part.
Yeah.
Gets me so hyped, man. And Notorious Thugs just don't get me hyped like that. Like it's a cool song to listen to. But Thug Love just gets me hyped, man. If you got one last set on a bench press and you need a song to get you through it, throw on Thug Love, man. You're gonna get through it.
I feel like Thug Love, you put that on when you ready to kill somebody, like ready to fight. Like if I'm in a car and I'm trying to find somebody because we about to go out and kill somebody, that's the song to put on. I ain't putting on Notorious Thugs. But I feel like Notorious Thugs is such a I don't know, it's kind of like a bounce. It got a bounce to it. Yeah, like I said, it's Bone and Biggie, it's Bone and Biggie. And then that's a song you can play in front of the hoes. You can't play Thug Love in front of the hoes, man. Yeah, no, you actually scared the hoes in front of
the hoes music.
Yeah. But no, I like them both, to be honest, man. Good, but if I had to listen to one forever, like the Bone, like that's why it's so tripped out when Mark said you can't cut I cut it off at the Biggie. It's like, no, ain't no way you could cut the song off at all, to be honest. Even like I would say I wouldn't be mad if you cut it off after Busy. But even when you keep listening, you hear Crazy Bone. It's just like, man, he going in too.
Yep.
Like you could rap that whole song for real. So they both. I'm glad Bone got some classic ass songs with some of the best rappers in history. You got that. You got Eazy-E. They got the song with Eazy-E. I'm kind of glad they was the ones that the only ones for real that did that.
Yeah, and there was a time where no one else really sounded like that, man. Nobody was harmonizing like that. Nobody had that flow. Now everybody kind of got the same fast flow, man. Everybody kind of copy and paste that fast flow. But back then, everybody had their own style. Everybody was distinct. You couldn't take nobody's style. That's what got them into beef. Because they had beef with number one, 3-6, because they thought 3-6 thought they stole their whole little Ouija board, demonic type shit.
Yeah.
And then Twista thought they were stealing their fast flow. But nah, you listen to them all together, they don't sound nothing alike, man.
They don't sound nothing alike. And I feel like all of them was different.
Yeah.
They were all like, I don't think it, because there wasn't a time where they heard Twista, so they gonna do the same thing. Like all of these guys was just in their own little world, in their own little hood, just trying to make it like anybody else.
Yep.
And Bone, they were the ones, they were the group that I mean, that's why they call themselves Bone Thugs and Harmony. They was harmonizing too, man. Like them motherfuckers was singing. So nah, they were dope, man.
The only knock I have against them is that the accent they used when they rapped made it too hard to know what the fuck they were saying, man.
Yeah.
Like I remember I saw I think it was like a TikTok or something where Busy actually spelled out like what his verse was on Crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, this song is actually pretty deep. But
yeah,
I had no idea what he was saying on his verse, man. Growing up, you have to look at the lyrics to even have any kind of clue what the fuck he was saying, man. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to understand that, dog? Their accent was just crazy.
Yeah.
But they're actually spitting and they're actually saying some real shit. So
yeah. Have you ever heard them rap slow? Like I always go to this freestyle video Busy was doing. He was freestyling with somebody outside on the street. And he was kind of rapping slow. And I'm just like, damn, that's even hard. Like,
yeah.
Like they're knocking. I feel like one of their knocks too is they rap so fast, people think they just mumbling.
Yeah.
But if they rap slow, man, like they got some lyrics, man. Like that shit used to give me goosebumps.
Yeah, no, they're legit, man. And yeah, I don't know if they get enough credit for the innovation they brought in their own style, but no, they deserve it, man. Classic group.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough of the Bone Thugs Love Fest. Back to the Gems and Juice podcast. Of course, yeah, we back at it, back in full effect.
Yeah. Shout out to the people that's I'm on my Instagram now. Okay. I'm broadcast live on the Instagram. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in from there. I'm gonna try to read y'all comment. Y'all was commenting last week, and I totally forgot, man.
Yeah, sorry about that. We tried everything on the stream thing comes under our comments except for Instagram for some reason.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna keep an eye on Instagram. I'm a little nervous. My mama tapped in on here.
The dog. Yeah.
Mama, whatever I'm about to say, I'm sorry.
Hey, hopefully she be gone by the time we talk about the Diddy stuff. Yeah, we might have to use some personal anecdotes.
Yeah, she hit me up last week like, I saw you on Instagram doing your show. I'm like, oh man.
You can't even think about that. Cause my mom does the same thing, man. She watches me and she said, yeah, I saw your show last week. I'm like, I can't even think. I might have been talking about fucking hoes and all this stuff. You can't even think about that. Push it out the back of your mind, man. Act like you ain't here.
Yeah. Nah, I get to talking to if I say something bad.
Yep. I feel that, man. So before the Texans crew drops in, let's go ahead and talk about that, man. We got some OTAs, so when they come through, we can say we already talked about it.
Yeah.
Before they have a bunch of questions, but
yeah.
OTAs, man. I haven't been tapped in. So I kind of want you to fill me in on what's going on, anything new, but I have heard word around town. CJ Stroud is not thrown at all yet. And there are some conspiracy theories I've seen on Twitter. People are wondering if there's some kind of lingering issue or if they're just don't see a point in having him throw it right now. But I see other quarterbacks throwing, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's not like he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
This is what, year 3?
Yeah.
So
third year, yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned. But Figgy, what's your take on that? What are you hearing and what do you see about OTAs and CJ not throwing?
Yeah, so I pretty much heard the same thing. It was kind of surprising. He was out there participating in certain stuff, drills and stuff like that, but helmet was off. He wasn't throwing any passes or anything like that. So it kind of people kind of start digging up a little stuff like how he got hurt last year. I want to say it was against the Jets. And they kept saying he had a little shoulder injury, but he was pretty much playing through it. And he been kind of quiet. He actually been quiet all off season. So I'm not sure. I think the question was, is he having shoulder issue, like a shoulder issue, and if he just trying to rest it, or is this something where you possibly? I don't think nobody brought up the whole surgery thing. I think that's just me, but I'm kind of thinking like, damn, is this an injury where you want to try to rest it and hopefully it heals, or is this more of a damn, you need to get some shoulder surgery or something like that? So it seemed like they not really trying to make it a big deal or anything, but and then two is OTA, so they gonna say, oh, it's nothing. Wait to training camp. I think we'll really get an answer in training camp, but it is something to kind of worry about because he got that shoulder injury mainly because he was really getting whooped because of the bad offensive line. So now it's like, man, I don't know how this offensive line gonna be, but if it's bad and he get a lot of sacks again, then you could be looking at him missing some games because of injury and stuff like that. And we definitely don't want that to happen. But yeah, man, I think right now I wouldn't worry too much because, like I said, it's just OTAs. But if it's a thing where he not really throwing at all, and when it comes to training camp, they being very careful with him. That would scare me a little bit because I think he's gonna be ready by week 1. I think he's gonna play, but I'm a little worried if he gets sacked a few times and this offensive line is bad, then I don't know if he's gonna hold up the whole season like that. So that to me, I think that's something to worry about.
Yeah, man, I don't know. When I saw the first day, I was like, okay, it's the first day. You know, maybe he's just not throwing that day. But then his days went on, and he's still not throwing.
Yeah.
I mean, on one end, you don't want to blow things out of proportion because that's what the fan base will do. They will assume the worst sometimes. But at the same time, the Texans have historically been a team that just hides this shit and will downplay it. And then we'll find out, he needs surgery. Season ended.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So you never know, man. That's the annoying thing. Nobody is going to be 100% truthful about it. I am a little concerned. Like I said, he's only year 3. You know, I would expect a year 3 player to be out there throwing that in OTAs, but who knows, man? Hopefully he's right for game 1. That's all I really care about. I don't care if he even plays preseason. Just get him right for game 1, man.
I would be surprised if it come out that he can't play week 1, and unless it's like an injury during camp or something like that. That's a little different. But if they be super careful with him now, and then it's like he might be a little shaky for week 1 or something like that, or if he get hurt somewhere along the line with being the shoulder injury, then I'm be like, man, I'm kind of curious if it's the Houston Texans, are they just hiding stuff, or is it CJ where he's maybe not being honest and saying, hey, my shoulder, we need to look into my shoulder or something like that. Maybe he just hiding it and just saying all I need is some rest or something like that, even though it might be more. That's my other worry too.
And speaking of, do you think, because I have heard people say, wow, it's really good that we're not seeing a whole lot of CJ this year after any off season. After last year, he was on podcasts, he was in Japan fucking around with sumo wrestlers, doing all this shit, and now people are like, oh wow, it's good, he must be locking in. Do you think he's really just locked in, or do you think it might be something else going on that's keeping him from being on podcasts and being in the spotlight during the off season?
I think to me, I'm kind of leaning more it could be something else. Like, I don't think it's just last year I was doing too much, I'm gonna just lock in and focus this off season. I don't think it was that. I don't think players, especially like CJ, had the off season he had last time. I don't think he look at that and then look at the year he had and say, you know what, I need to really lock in this year. I think players kind of do the same thing they've been doing all that time. I don't think I don't think he's doing a Stefon Diggs and nothing like that, where he's just out on boats and just doing all type of wild stuff. But I do think maybe he was really hurt and he was just trying to rest, rehab, all that type of stuff. So I think that could have been part of it, because I remember I saw him at the Travis Scott that charity softball game, and it was funny. Amber Rose was there too. I actually got a picture of her.
No, okay.
And that's the picture that the picture kind of went a little viral. She was looking really old. Like she was looking old with the kind of the white woman chicken neck when they get a little older. And somebody actually took my picture and then and they just posted it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so they were getting all the love, but they wouldn't. I'm glad mine didn't go that way. I didn't want her coming at me because I wasn't even trying to shit on her or nothing. I just posted a picture like Amber Rose is here, whatever I said. But people started talking about how bad she looked. But anyway, when CJ was there, the PR people there was very strict. Like, hey, you only can talk to him for like 1 minute, and you can't ask him anything football related. None. Like, they were very strict on that. To the point, I think somebody asked them, "How are you feeling?" And they were just like, "Yeah, I'm cool." Like, they didn't even want to get into that. So I wonder if he was like maybe rehabbing the shoulder or some type of injury that was lingering throughout the season. So maybe that's why he was kind of low key.
Could be, man. Could be. I think they also know that CJ is not going to sit up there and lie. So if they ask him something, he might just go ahead and say the truth. So yeah, I don't know, man. It would suck if he's hurt, but I'd rather know sooner than later. Honestly, I hate this suspense of people having to, and then you have the GMs going to play everything down and act like, oh, y'all just blowing it up. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully everything's good. Hopefully he's good to go game 1, but we will see.
Yeah.
And speaking of Stefon Diggs, might as well get into that. Former Houston Texan Stefon Diggs, now at the Patriots, went viral as well. He was on a boat, one of them Kyrie Irving pre-militant type of boats. Remember the type of party he was having?
Yeah,
and it was similar to that.
Yeah, was the boat Kyrie was on? It was number white chicks though, right?
Supposedly, it was like an all white girl party.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that was actually, we didn't see the entire picture and everybody that was there.
Yeah,
but supposedly it was like an all white girl boat party with him. And then after that, he became Malcolm X.
Muslim, yeah.
Yes, that's usually how it goes. Is how it goes. Wait for RG3. If this white girl leaves him, he will become a black militant too.
Yeah, I guarantee you he get a black chick.
Yep. He's gonna be wearing a kufi.
Yeah, I can't help because you brought up RG3 talking about the milk and all that. I can't stop thinking about Michael B. Jordan when they tried to call him out for being into white girls.
Yeah.
Like, I like all type of milk. I like chocolate milk. I like strawberry milk. I was just like, oh my God.
Dog. Michael B. Jordan should pay Ryan Coogler like half of everything he owns for the rest of his life, because he really did save his career. At one point, we all thought Michael B. Jordan was like the corniest dude out there. And it's because of Ryan Coogler movies that we think he's cool. It's because they made him as Killmonger. It's because he put him in Creed. It's because he put him in Sinners. That we think of him as a cool guy. If it wasn't for Ryan Coogler, he'd be having some pussy ass roles probably. He'd still be corny. We'd be like, it's just Michael B. Jordan talking about white girls again.
Yeah.
And now we think he's cool.
And even with those movies outside of Sinners, it was people still questioning him over how corny he is, because remember he was that's when he was doing, remember he did that corny video with the white girl and all that shit. And then,
Yeah,
and then he had to, it wasn't until he started dating Lori Harvey where it was just like, all right, that's the PR package. Let me try to get on the black people's side.
Yep.
Let me date the black girl. And since then, we ain't seen him with another woman since. So I don't know. Maybe he got his milk at the house or something.
Yeah, he needs to do like his boy did and find a Megan Good or something, man. There's got to be somebody out there.
Yeah.
Melissa Ford's still single, I think. Maybe go ahead and scoop her up, man. Save her from that podcast life.
Yeah. I can't believe she's on that podcast, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither.
Because I don't know how you feel about her, but I feel like she's like a hood legend where I feel like she can hold her own. I think she do have a podcast of her own, but even before that, if she came up with a podcast, I would probably be like, I'll check it out. I don't know how good it would be, but I feel like her name would be strong enough to start a podcast or something.
I mean, it probably is, but it's not going to be as big as Joe Budden.
Oh, yeah, of course not. No.
So I understand. I mean, she's probably using it as a springboard to do other things.
Yeah.
And I can't knock that. I mean, what else is she going to do, man? She was a video hoe and there's no more videos anymore. And she's old. So what is she going to do? Sidebar. Every time I hear her now, I think Jack Freeman talked about this publicly, right? So can we talk about this or not?
I think so.
He talked about how Melissa Ford hit him up years ago, like randomly after hearing his music.
Oh, yeah.
She was really into him. I don't know if anything happened, of course, but knowing him,
He's a ladies, man. He's a ladies, man.
Jack be killing me, man. He be saying the most. He'd be the most male feminist ass nigga I've ever heard, man. And I know why he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you already jacked. You already an R&B singer. You don't need more points with these women to fucking be on social media waving a flag for them, dog. We need people in our corner too sometimes.
Hey, that's his image right there. He ain't giving that up.
I mean, I understand. If you want a female fan base, I get it. Especially if you're an R&B singer. But he be going a little too hard sometimes, man. All right, defend a man once in a while. Okay. Damn.
No, hey, that's that brother's lame, man. He don't be playing about that.
Nah, I get it.
I be worried, man, because he be on Twitter. I'll be worried he gonna get banned. He be saying some stuff. I'll be like, man, they gonna end up taking your account down, man.
Dog, nobody gets banned on Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
They might shadow ban you where you don't see their tweets as much, and basically they don't, like Kanye is. Like, it's hard to find, unless you're following Kanye or somebody you know is retweeting him, it's hard to even find his tweets on the timeline.
Yeah.
But they don't Twitter doesn't ban anybody anymore, man. That's that Elon shit. Even if you're a straight up racist, Nazi, and of course, unless you do like illegal shit, like pedo shit, of course, it's gonna get you banned, stuff like that. But in general, you could say whatever the fuck you want to say. You're not gonna get banned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think actually, Jack got banned back in the day. I think this was
that was the Jack Dorsey days where people actually did get banned.
Yeah, because I was wondering if he's gonna come back to Twitter. He eventually came back to Twitter. But yeah, nah, he be kind of wilding a little bit. Not, I wouldn't say in a bad way, but he just be like cussing and calling people POSs and criticizing Trump and all that stuff. I be like, man, I be like, I usually stay out of all that because I don't want to get banned. But I was like, man, he be out there, man.
Yeah, he be fighting with the people too, man. That's one thing. That's the reason why I don't ever go. I'm not scared of being banned, but I don't want certain people in my mentions, dog.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't have the energy to argue with people, but he be going back and forth with people. Him and Quincy, Avery, just be going back and forth with people. And fucking like Kevin Durant, dog. Kevin Durant was going back and forth with some nobodies on Twitter the past couple of days. I'm like, how do you even have the time, man? How do you just be? I understand everybody has downtime, but it's like there's bad things to do on the internet than argue with fucking random nobodies and give them clout.
Yeah. Nah, I hate that too, man. I wish people would I'd rather them shout out the people that be supporting them.
Mm-hmm.
Like go respond to the people that's showing you love, man.
Yeah. Nah, but that's the insecurity, man. And they'd rather reply to people who are beeping, and that's what a lot of it is too. People talk shit about KD because they know he's gonna respond.
Yeah,
Or there's a good chance he'll respond. If you say, man, I think KD is top 5 all time, he's not gonna say thank you. He's
yeah,
not gonna even
exactly.
say anything about that. But if you say, I don't think KD's even top 75, he's probably gonna say something to you.
Yeah,
So that's just how it is, man. It's unfortunate that people don't really reply to their fans or show love to their fans and just only give energy to the hate, but that's just how people are.
yeah,
So what can you do?
yeah. But we was talking about
We were
Cardi
talking
B.
about Stefon Diggs. Yeah, that's right. We
Yeah,
don't went way off the fucking rails.
but
But
yeah, he was on the boat.
he was on a boat. I don't even know how he got here. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, we was talking. Yeah, we started talking about Michael B. Jordan and all that.
Yeah, that's right. That's
But
right.
yeah, but Stefon Diggs was on the boat. He was actually on the boat with Cardi B, and it was a little party boat. And by the way, it was kind of during OTAs. It was around OTA time, so clearly he wasn't at OTAs. But yeah, it was a lot of stuff going around. Him having a good time with Cardi B, who he is dating currently. And it was a video going viral too, him sitting there talking to like 3 girls. And this video was so hilarious to the point I'm surprised he didn't look at the person recording like, yo, just stop recording this. Because it was clear as hell. I'm gonna try to pull it up, but he was pretty much I guess passing out some pink cocaine.
Yeah, some packets, little pink packets with something in it.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, let me find it real quick.
Yeah, this video popped up like a billion times. You know, some videos you just skip because you don't really care, but then you see it so many times, you're like, okay, I guess I have to watch it now.
Yeah.
This is what this was to me, man. I really didn't care about this, but it popped up so many times that I finally had to just sit down and watch. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, honestly.
Yeah.
But
but yeah, he was sitting there. Yeah, he was sitting there. And I guess a lot of people was a little upset because he was, I guess, on there with Cardi B. And I guess what was flirting with other girls.
Damn.
What?
I mean, she probably was too.
Yeah, that's what I originally said. I said they probably got some type of understanding where, hey,
now, y'all really think Cardi B's trying to get married again?
Yeah, no, she having a good time.
She's trying to have fun, dog.
Yeah, but here's the video right here. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Right.
Damn, that girl in the black. Okay.
I was looking at the girl in the white.
This nigga, you know somebody high. Look. You know he high as hell when he trying to. Pulls out a package with something in it. Looks like some pink something. The girl takes it.
Yeah.
And yeah, to be fair, we don't know what that is, but we can. Yeah. It's surprising that whoever recorded it just kept the camera there.
Yeah. Like
usually
I'm thinking like if it was me and I was just getting some content, I would have been like, whoa, like, wait a minute, let me stop right here. Because I don't want to get somebody in trouble.
What do you think? Okay, I don't like to be misogynistic and weight shame, but what do you think the girl on the right had to do to get in this boat, man? Because I gotta be honest. I don't think she's bad looking, but okay, she's not that big. But when you compare it to the other girls, I don't know.
Yeah,
she must be like a family friend of Cardi's or something.
Yeah,
because I don't know how she got on this.
She got the big shoulders.
Yeah, she got the big back, dog. I don't know. How did she get on this boat? I don't know, man. She must know him or know Cardi personally, and the rest just must be IG hoes.
Yeah, sure. Honestly, I was trying to see who the girl in the white is.
Yeah, dog. They all bad.
Yeah.
Well, most of them.
Yeah. Yeah, but Stefon Diggs was sitting there like, "What's my name? What's my name?"
Yeah, talking that shit. I really hate videos like this, man. I hate seeing niggas live this life that I just can't. You
Yeah,
know, this motherfucker just good at football. Now he gets to be surrounded by baddies and date Cardi B.
yeah.
Damn, man. His
the,
life is just not fair.
the funny thing is, man, I think this kind of been going around since last year when he was on the Texans, and it was word on the street that he be smashing all these rappers' girls, and
Yeah.
he a playboy. I think DJ Academics pretty
Yeah,
much.
Academics was one who broke that about
Yeah,
Cardi B and Stefon.
yeah, yep. And he was saying that, yeah, he's saying girls are so thirsty to get with him that they were trying to pay him. Like he wasn't even tricking on these girls. I'm like, damn, that say a lot, especially in 2024, 2025. Like, dog, you ain't tricking on nothing, and girls are thirsty to get with doing whatever to get with you. I'm like, man, that say a lot, man.
That's crazy, man. It's a cold. That's why I'm not trying to get no fucking dating pool again, man. It's cold world out there. I saw a viral post. Some woman, I don't know if she was just trying to be funny or trying to get, attention, but she was like, I don't know why men get insecure about women's celebrity crushes. It's not like they gonna meet them. It's
Yeah,
like, now if you're talking about like a movie star, probably not. If you're talking about a NBA player, or an NFL player, you got a shot.
yeah,
You got any woman has a shot. If you good looking, it don't matter where you working, it don't matter where you are in life. If you
yeah,
look good, if you got some good pictures on the ground, you got a shot.
yeah. Yeah, no, for real, because it's a lot of guys out here that ain't doing nothing with their lives and be broke as a joke, and these girls be taking care of them, man.
Yep. So you never know. You never know. Your girl could. I'm not saying it will happen. It's low chances, but there's a chance.
Yeah,
Now, men are celebrity crushes. We have no chance with.
yeah. Like right now, like I know for sure, like I ain't going if I wanted to get Joy Taylor, like it's no chance.
Yeah.
Like no chance at all. I don't even
And
think
she wouldn't even crack my like top 10, man. But there's no chance with her even.
Yeah, like you can't even, like it ain't a possibility. Some people you feel like, oh man, she ain't gonna talk to me, but you do have a slight chance if you funny, if you you at least got a good smile, then it's like, okay, I like this person. I at least talk to him. I don't think she gonna talk to anybody unless she gonna ask how much. Hey, this is unfair, but I feel like you gotta be a certain standard. You gotta be making a certain amount of money. You gotta be a certain status, which I guess is fair if you her. But man, like, nah, you got no chance.
Yeah, nah. It's a tough game for men. We gotta work, we gotta build, we gotta grind, we gotta start up a business. We gotta do all these things and get 6 figures somehow at least. That's the minimum.
Yeah.
And then we might get a baddie. And even then she probably still gonna cheat.
Yeah. You gotta you gotta spend a little bread. It ain't like she could just be with you for your personality. It's like, what can you do for me now?
Yep.
Like I want this, I want that, and then I do whatever.
Want to go on vacations
randomly
for no reason.
Yep. Vacations as a first date.
Yep.
Yeah, nah, you got to buy me this, buy me that. Like I feel like that's like same thing with like a Taylor Rooks. Like you never see her with anybody, and a lot of people keep saying she into white men, which
she was probably dating the Twitter founder. She was with him a lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure they were dating, but
yeah,
besides that, who knows?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, but I feel like she wouldn't just. I feel like she's not down to earth where she could date anybody, like a Keke Palmer or somebody like that.
Yeah,
I feel like you got to be a CEO type guy. Like, not I own my own business, but an actual CEO of a big company.
Yeah. Now, on the flip side, look at the girls that Anthony Edwards done impregnated. random assholes you find at Target.
Yeah. Yep.
As long as you got the BBL will take you far. All right.
Yeah.
That's really all you got to do. Get the BBL, get the titties fixed up a little bit, maybe get the tummy tuck, and you in there. There's nothing we could do surgery-wise to make.
This is what you get.
Yeah. There's nothing we could do surgery-wise to get a Taylor Rooks to look at our way.
Yeah, we could get some veneers.
Even that looks goofy.
Yeah, that's about it. Be looking like Cameron.
Right? Oh, man. But yeah, if you want to get it with an NBA player or NFL player and you're a girl, you look good, you got a shot. Us, if I want to get with Angel Reese, I have no shot, no matter what I do. Yeah. All right. And she's not even a good player. Yeah. She's just one of the most famous, but she's not great.
Yeah. It kind of make you appreciate people like Meg Thee Stallion, who it seemed like she's not in that tier where it's like it got to be a CEO or the minimum, because she dating dudes that they ain't even all that great. And then like, what's the dude, Craig Torrey, whatever his name is, that played in the NBA?
She was dating Lukaku, who's a famous soccer player. Then she was dating Partisan Fontaine. I don't even know how that came about.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they not like top tier guys. Like Partisan is, he got a good pen game or whatever, but it wasn't like he was the top tier rapper or something.
But they're still we still have no shot with Megan Thee Stallion is what I'm saying. You have to at least be in the industry and somebody to have a chance with her. So no, I don't really respect that. Plus the fact that she's been with everybody already. She was definitely sleeping around.
But see, even that, like, it wasn't even like she was with the top tier people.
Jason Tatum. Come on, man. She was fucking up.
When was she with Jason Tatum? I don't remember that one.
I think it was Jason Tatum or some basketball player. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I don't remember her with Jason Tatum. I know she was with.
It came out during court.
I know she was with
up during the trial, I think. It might have not been Jason Tatum. It was some basketball player, though. It came up during the trial. I can't find it. Maybe it wasn't him. It was somebody. It was some other NBA player, though, and that came up during the trial that they were going out as well.
I know she was with some dude in the NBA named Torrey Craig. And like, I ain't gonna act like I'm just the NBA expert, but I felt like with Megan Thee Stallion, I feel like she could get anybody in the NBA that she wanted. And that's why I was kind of shocked, like, damn, Torrey Craig. I feel like she could have got anybody she wanted. That's how I kind of look at her. But I was kind of like, to me, her choices was kind of like even Tory Lanez. Like, I was kind of shocked they were talking. I just felt like she could have got somebody way better than that. But
I don't know, man. I think
how you feel about Nicki Minaj too, because her dude ain't like a famous dude. It looked like he's just a hood dude.
Yeah, it's one of her friends from like back in the day, man. And I don't know what the deal with that was. I think she dated him for his gang affiliation in part, has some protection. And I think she was just in love with him from back in the day.
Yeah.
They grew up together. She dated Meek Mill, and that was traumatic for her. So she went back to something she knew and was comfortable with. Plus the fact that, she knows that he's not going to run off on her.
Yeah.
Because where is he going to go? This dude is a convicted sexual offender.
Yeah.
So he really can't do nothing without Nicki. So where is he going to go? She know you're not going to cheat. So, yeah, I don't necessarily respect it because he kind of seemed like a scumbag, but.
Yeah. By the way, Torrey Craig, who was there, Megan Thee Stallion, I didn't even know he was playing for Boston.
Damn.
Kind of show you he wasn't even getting no time, but he was averaging 4.2 points a game. So if somebody like that could get Meg, I feel like you pretty solid then, because I thought she was kind of. I figured she could probably get a Jason Tatum or Jalen Brown or somebody, the star of the team. But maybe she ain't that type of person. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe she just wants somebody more down low, or maybe just somebody talks to her. I don't know how it goes. I don't know how it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah,
But I'm not going to necessarily respect it because she's dating a lower tier NBA player, because that's still an NBA player. Okay.
yeah.
Now, she dated a nigga she met at the gas station. I would be like, okay, now you real. Now, because that means anybody had a shot. Same thing with Keke Palmer. Wasn't her husband just a regular guy?
Yes,
And that
yeah,
made me mad because I'm like, we all could have had a shot. We
yeah,
were all in the running.
yeah, yeah. And then he kind of ruined it a little bit because he was being like a fuck dude. And
Yeah.
now she
Well, I
probably
mean,
ain't gonna go back to the regular dude.
yeah. I mean, I get the insecurity. I mean, Usher was all up on her, and I get it.
No,
But he
I get
shouldn't.
it. Yeah,
That should have been an in-house conversation. You should have brought it
yeah,
up.
I ain't even talking about that part. I was just talking about just like all the drama that went after that, and him kind of, you could tell he was kind of chasing a little, trying to get a little moment and all that stuff. She had a lot to do with that too,
Yeah.
but I could see the reason if they break up. I could see the reason where she like, you know what, I need a celebrity that live my lifestyle type thing.
Yeah. But then, I mean, it's tough for women to find love, especially when you're in that echelon of fame and fortune, because you date somebody who's on your level or above, they're probably going to cheat.
Yeah,
You date somebody below, they're probably not going to cheat, but they probably going to get jealous
yeah,
if you out with somebody and they won't understand your lifestyle because they'll be more of a down low person who's really not into that. So it's tough for women.
yeah,
But oh well.
yeah, yeah. That's the game.
Yep. Well, we got to way off track again.
Yeah, Stefon Diggs on the boat with the
Yeah, I have nothing to say about that. Do you have any takes? Do you think he'll be suspended? I think that nobody's really commented on it. The
yeah,
Patriots didn't really say anything. The NFL didn't say anything. Maybe they're investigating. I don't know.
yeah, I know I do think it looked kind of crazy. Him, whatever that was, I don't know what it is. Maybe it was, could have been candy. I don't know, but it just looked wild being on camera like that. And I'm sure he probably have a valid excuse to get out of that, but it just kind of looked wild. Like, damn, OTAs is happening or was right around the corner whenever it was, and he over here passing something out, and everybody saying what it was. I'm just like, damn, that's a tough look right there. But people were trying to make the whole thing like he doing that in front of Cardi B, that type of stuff, a big thing. And I don't think she give a damn, man. She was sitting there dancing with those girls in the previous video. So he probably knew who it was. She probably knew who it was. She probably getting her freak on somewhere else.
Yeah, I think Cardi B admitted she's bisexual plenty of times. I mean, we know what goes on with her. She probably brought them girls.
Yeah,
So
probably know in person.
yeah, they ain't trying to get married, man. They just having fun. And I don't really care. I just think it's crazy this era of everything got to be recorded.
Yeah,
Because think about if the Michael Irvin early 90s Cowboys had social media and they was recording shit and putting shit on Instagram, man, they would have got banned out the league.
dude, the league would have been in question. The league would have been in question. Like, what do we have going on here?
I don't care what you do on your off time, or I don't care what drugs you take, but the fact that you're gonna record, like when you in the NFL, man, this is a job that can easily be taken away if you do some goofy shit, and you'll never get anything like it again. So I just don't understand the ease of which people just put they fuckery on the internet for no reason.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I don't get that either. If I'm him, maybe he don't give a damn, but if I was him, I'd be like, yo, no phone, or maybe it wasn't his boat, but I'd be like, hey, get that I'll be looking around for people recording often, man. Like, nah, that's
do the Dave Chappelle show thing, man. Have the pouches out. Be like, hey, put your phones in here.
Yeah.
Everybody who come through, put your phones in here. No phones.
Yeah.
I think that's what Drake does. I think he collects people's phones. Somebody came out and said that. When they went to go party with Drake, he collect people's phones. I'm like, I don't blame him.
Yeah, I think he do that. LeBron do that.
Yep. Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of people. I want to say Diddy did do that too. I think he was doing that at some point.
Probably. I mean, we ain't got no video evidence, no freak
You
offs.
ain't never seen no video at a Diddy party, like
not the real Diddy party. We done seen the front facing Diddy party, but we never seen the real Diddy party.
Yeah, we saw the all white party.
Yeah.
But not the freak off parties. Yeah.
Maybe that's why Jay-Z canceled the Rock Nation brunch. He was probably tired of all the social media shit and everything going out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he stopped it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Never did get our invite either.
I know.
Damn shame.
Yeah. I don't think it's happening no time soon either.
Oh hell no, man. That's just done. It's over with now. New music. There was a new single from Clipse, the reunion of Malice, who now goes by No Malice, and Pusha T have finally reunited. I've been hearing about this album for, it seems like a couple years now. They've been talking about it coming out. It's finally coming out, I believe, next month. The new Clipse album. And they dropped a song, the first, I guess, single off the album, possibly. Of course, the whole album is going to be produced by Pharrell, who has done all the other Clipse albums with Chad Hugo before, but of course, they're not cool anymore, so it's going to be all Pharrell. But the song is called Ace Trumpets. We both listened to it. Figgy, how do you feel about the return of No Malice and Pusha T? And how do you think this song sounds in general?
Yeah. Before I give you that answer, on the Instagram, shout out to Dr. Is it Zayas? Dr. Zayas too.
Dr. Zayas from Planet of the Apes.
I guess so. I guess so.
That was the name of the ape, Dr. Zayas.
Yeah, okay. That might have been it. But they said the league was shut down in the 90s. I agree with that.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I think so. But back to the Pusha T, the Clipse song, Ace Trumpets. I actually liked it a lot, man. I thought the production was really good. They both were spitting on there. It really got me excited for the album, because at one point I was just kind of like, like I don't know if I just got fatigue of it, because it seemed like they've been talking about this album for a long time. And it got to the point I'm like, I don't really care. If it come out, I'll listen to it. If it don't, I'm not sitting around waiting on it. But it kind of got me excited for the album now, man. I thought they both sound really good. The one thing I hate about, I hate to keep bringing up social media, but I saw all the reaction to it before I listened to the song. And I feel like these Drake stans then got up early and tried to trash the song before everybody else could see it, because they were sitting there talking about, what is he talking about? Cocaine again? And they were just, you could tell they was just trying to shit on the song before. And I'm just like, was it that bad? So I ended up listening to it, and I'm like, this song sounds good. I'm like, I don't know if he took a shot at Drake and then anything. I didn't really understand the bar he said about the Ye bar. I wasn't sure if he was talking about taking a shot at Kanye, or was
I gotta look it up. I didn't actually look at the lyrics.
Yeah, I tried to look it up, and sometimes Rap Genius don't really do a good job.
Yeah, it really doesn't, man.
They let anybody kind of put whatever they think it is in there. And I'm like, this is far from what he was talking about. And I listened to it only twice. But
okay, the bar is sold ecstasy and disappeared. I am Houdini. Oh wait, first off, I like this bar. White glove service with the brick. I am Luigi. Sold ecstasy and disappeared. I am Houdini. Look at them, him and him, still waiting on Yeezy.
Yeah.
I hope you got your squeegees. I don't, at your interviews, I just kiki. I don't know. If that's a bar, that's a very light jab, if that.
Yeah,
don't know what that means.
yeah. I was trying to understand what he was like, where he was getting at with that, who he's talking about. Um, yeah, I wasn't sure because somebody saying because it seemed like they tried to make it about Drake. And I'm like, I don't see anything about this about Drake unless it's some type of behind the scenes thing or something like that. I'm like, I don't see anything like that. I think Drake fans was just looking for anything that kind of shit on. And then it's like, man, is he taking a little shot at Kanye? Or people he's taking the shot at people waiting on Kanye or something. Like I didn't really understand that part. That's the only part I didn't understand. But everything else was solid, man. I really like No Malice verse, man. um I thought it was dope. I loved it. I loved his line, drug killed my teen spirit, welcome to Nirvana.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, never turn the other cheek. You'll die at the Oscars. Pretty much talk about Will Smith and Chris Rock. But
That whole sequence was crazy, man. I really liked the part where he said, never leaving home without my peace like I'm Mahatma. That's the fucking double entendre shit, man. That's the shit we've been missing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, no, I like the song a lot, man. I can't wait for the album. I kind of wish Chad was still with the Neptunes, and I would love to get like a full-blown Neptunes production from them, but beggars can't be choosers, man. And we were kind of talking about this too. I wonder how Clipse would have been as far as rap groups in hip hop history if Malice never went no Malice. If they stayed together and they produced like 3 more albums, because right now I think they got 2 albums officially, and I wonder how we would have been talking about them in hip hop history if they were still on that same run, but with like 5 to 6 albums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think on one hand, it's good because they never fell off as a group.
Yeah.
You know, Mobb Deep, they had some lower ends when it got later on. Every other duo, you know, who else? Like EPMD or some shit like that. Like everybody falls off, they have beef and all that. So it's kind of good that, you know, they went out on a high note with maybe their best album, then not Lord Willing, the one after that. I forget what it was called already.
No Hell, No
No Hell Half No Fury. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you think about what could have been if they stayed together. I really did miss Malice's verses and his wordplay. It really sucks that we went so long without any him rapping at all.
Yeah.
And no offense for Pusha T. I always liked Pusha T, but I always thought he was the weaker lyricist of the group. And you know, shout out to him for making a big career and doing what he's done and keeping the name alive. But I always thought that, you know, the better lyricist was the one who left, and that kind of sucked.
Yeah, it kind of showed you how strong of a group they were. If you feel like he was the weaker one, because I was kind of the opposite. I always liked Pusha T more, but it wasn't like a bad thing. It was kind of, I feel like they both complimented each other so much, where it was kind of like if you look at like Jadakiss and Styles, like they both kind of like, I don't know if it's the way they write together or something, but they always be kind of similar. They be kind of even, where it's not like one rapping and you got to turn the other one off. Like they both be on there going in.
Yeah, no, they killed it, man. I was listening to some old clips too. I remember Comedy Central, that song with Fabulous. And that was one song I thought Pusha T actually got Malice on, because that verse at the end was ridiculous, man. So they had a lot of good music, a lot of good production. It sucks that we didn't get enough of it, but at least they're coming back. And as far as the production goes, I mean, yeah, you know, Pharrell's solo beats have left a lot to be desired compared to the NERD beats and the Neptunes beats that we got way back in the day. But every snippet I've heard of this album sounds fire to me. You know, so I think the project is going to be really good, man. I think he's going to do his thing. I think he knows the weight of this album, and I think it's going to deliver, man. I don't think we're going to hear no weird ass happy type songs or some shit, man. I think he's going to deliver. He knows that street shit. He knows that hard sound, and I think he's going to do. I think this album seems like it's been in production for a long time, so
yeah,
I think it's going to deliver. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
So.
that's the one thing I could trust with Pusha T too. He don't really come through with the trash. He don't pick trash beats. Like he will get the best out of you, because I know we all had our questions about Kanye during that. Remember, he's releasing the album every single week.
Yeah.
Pusha T got the best beats out of all of the everybody. So I don't know if he was sitting there with a pistol. Like, nah, you ain't about to mail my shit in. Like, this gonna be perfect. He got the best of the Kanye beats. So I feel like Pusha T know how to pick beats.
Yeah, he really hoed Nas. Remember that album? We were all excited. Oh, a Nas album produced by Kanye.
Yeah,
and it was maybe his worst album, man. I don't remember nothing off that outside of maybe a couple songs.
Yeah,
it was ass.
Yeah. Nah, I was disappointed. I think Nas was disappointed too.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like that either. He said it was just really thrown together in like a week.
Yeah,
he did not like it.
Yeah, and he said he didn't really understand it because he changed the beats and all that stuff. So yeah, but by the way, I looked up greatest hip hop duos of all time. They showing Eric B and Rakim, Mobb Deep, Outkast, Gangstar, Run the
I don't
Jewels.
count Eric B and Rakim. That's DJ and rapper don't count as a duo, man. All right, I don't count the Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff either.
Fresh Prince.
We talking about two rappers as a duo. I don't like the fucking DJ is going. No, man.
Yeah, I never really understood that either. That's, to me, I feel like that's some 80s shit.
Yeah.
But people look at them as a group.
Nah, they're not a group, man. Come on now.
You got EPMD, Black Star, Method Man, Redman, UGK. This is another Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Outkast, of course.
Yeah, Capone and Noriega. 8-Ball, MJG. I think they would have been top 5, to be honest. Like, when it comes to two-man group.
Yeah, they'll be up there, man. They'll be up there. Who would I put above them? Outkast has to be above them.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know, man. It'll be tough.
Yeah, I would have Outkast above them. I'm trying to see who else I would have above them.
Maybe Mobb Deep, just off the strength of those first 2 albums, man. Maybe them.
Yeah.
But after that, I don't know. As much as I like UGK, I don't know if I put him above Clipse, even though I love UGK.
Yeah,
I wouldn't, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them above Clipse. Yeah, I think that's about it. To be the only one I would probably put above Clipse, and this is a personal thing. I would put Outkast and probably Mobb Deep, because they got more of a body of work.
Yeah.
But outside of that, man, I don't know. I think I have it Clipse 3rd or 4th or whatever.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but hey, at least we're getting another album soon, and hopefully another one after that. So yeah.
I'm looking at this list on Complex. They actually have Clipse 9th. They did a top 22 of the best.
Yeah, I mean that's fair considering they only had 2 albums.
Yeah. And number 1, obviously they got Outkast. They actually had Outkast 1, Mobb Deep number 2, Gangstar 3, UGK 4, and Eric B, Rakim 5.
Gangstar again, no producer and rapper, no DJ and rapper. Okay, when we say duo, we're talking about 2 rappers.
Yeah,
I don't like actually, I would understand producer and rapper more than DJ and rapper. Like Eric B and Rakim, I just don't count them, man. I don't count DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith either, even though they're legends, both of them.
Yeah.
I don't count that. So
Yeah.
nah, that's some goofy shit.
Nah, yeah, no, I definitely get that. Like I said, I think it's some 80s stuff because you really wasn't getting producers running around anyway like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always the DJ and the MC. And so I don't know, maybe they were producing the music, I don't know. But I never really understood the whole Eric B thing. Like he was getting hyped up so much. And it's just like, man, it's only Rakim, man.
Yeah, that was just the thing back in the day where
I
really
cool
the
Rakim, but it was mainly Rakim.
The DJ used to be the star because the DJ would rock the house party.
Yeah.
So I get it, but once we moved on to listening to it through CDs and tapes, we don't care about nobody scratching the fucking records, man. All right, that shit gets old, and sometimes they be overdoing it. Eric B was overdoing it on some of them on some classic Rakim songs, man.
Eric B Rakim. Eric
Check
B
out my
Rock.
melody. Ricka. All right, we get it, man. So I'm glad that Eric kind of died out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so looking forward to the Eric B and Rakim, the Clipse album.
Yeah.
And hope it just hope it delivers, man. But we'll definitely review it and break it down. So looking forward to it.
Yeah. Real quick, I know we talked about CJ Stroud in the shoulder and all that stuff. So Aaron Wilson, shout out to my guy Aaron Wilson, covered the Texans. He tweeted this 52 minutes ago. He said Texans quarterback CJ Stroud not throwing due to tight shoulder muscle, not considered serious, no concerns whatsoever, and could return to activity as soon as next week.
So, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, at least that's something. At least that's something instead of just going by like it's no big deal.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, it could be if it's a chronic issue, then there could be some deeper underlying problems. But if it's just, his shoulder feels tight because of whatever, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. So, it's funny because I brought this up on the show because remember before Derek Carr retired recently, remember he kind of had some shoulder issues or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he waited last minute to say I think he waited a little bit late to finally get a shoulder surgery. We were just like, oh shit, now he's out for the season. It was something like that. And I was only worried because of that. Like, I ain't want CJ Stroud to kind of last minute in training camp, like, oh, he got to get surgery from it because it was from some last year. That's the only scary thing. I ain't want to bring it up to kind of jinx anything, but that's kind of in the back of my mind a little bit, where it's like, damn, is it some type of tear or something he's just trying to heal? And I mean, if they look at it, it's like, ooh, you're gonna be playing the whole season sore, or either going to get surgery right now. I just hoping it ain't one of those type of situations.
It could be, let's just rest it now and see how you feel in a few weeks. And if it's still bad in a few weeks, then we got to talk about something else.
See, that's the scary part.
That is the scary part. You never know. It could be just they're trying to feel it out and see if it gets better. And if it doesn't get better, then it could be something serious.
Yeah. And then I kind of think about back when Baker Mayfield was in Cleveland and he was playing. Remember, he had a torn labrum.
Mm-hmm.
And he continued to play throughout the whole season. And I'm like, man, the Browns suck right now. Why is he still, like, shut him down for the rest of the season and let him get surgery so he could come back a little fresh? And they just kept trotting him out there, man. And every time he gets sacked, he'd be holding his shoulder while I'm like, man, he out for the rest of the game. And then he'll come right back in. I'm like, damn, I just hope it ain't nothing crazy like that, where he, like, one sack can mean he gets surgery or something like that. I just wish. Hopefully, it's just to rest a little bit and it'll be fine. But sometimes that stuff. It's kind of like in baseball too, how they say forearm soreness, and they try to rest for a couple weeks. They put them on the IL for like 15 days, and then they try to come back and it don't work out. And then next thing you know, they getting Tommy John. I'm just maybe that's a little PTSD because that's kind of what the Astros going through. But I just hoping there ain't nothing like that where it will affect him throughout the season.
Yeah, pitching is just different, man. Pitching is in general, I feel like our body wasn't meant to fucking twist like that. So all these pitchers gonna eventually get hurt.
Yeah,
on that fucking fastball, dog.
Yeah, or that curveball, just kind of like like you ain't made to kind of do that 100 miles an hour, but 100 pitches, or just keep going back and forth like that. So we're glad CJ Stroud ain't no pitcher, but I'm just hoping there ain't nothing that could get worse.
I feel you, man, and I don't want to doom over it either because you never know. So hopefully it gets better. Hopefully we'll be looking at it and forget we even had this conversation.
Yeah,
he'll be back and just throwing like he used to throw. So we'll see, man. Don't want to doom over it, but you never know, man. Plus, there's nothing else going on in football, so we got to fucking everything.
Yeah, we sit here talking about OTAs.
Yep, that's how thirsty we are for football, man. I told you.
I will say the good thing about that though is the Texans do have a quarterback.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like it's really nothing to really break down. You can't really break down the offensive line because they're not really doing much. The only thing you're doing is looking at how good somebody look and all that shit. But so that I think that's the good thing about it, because like I was looking at people was posting clips from Browns OTAs and they got fucking 4 quarterbacks. They looking at
boy Shador doing, man.
Everybody saying doing pretty good. Everybody saying I seen some people saying he looked better than everybody. I seen some people say he was the second best and all that stuff. So I still think it's wild that dude fell to the 5th round, man. So like I don't know how he gonna be in the NFL, but it seemed like he's kind of looking okay, man. Especially if you got him in the 5th round. Maybe it'll look a little different if he was picked number 2 overall or something. But yeah, I've been seeing nothing but good things about it.
I think it's wild that Trump low-key got him drafted in the first place, man. I think if Trump didn't tweet about it, I don't think anybody would took him, man. I think he would have went undrafted maybe, or went even later than that. But I think Trump put that pressure on him, man. You know they're trying to be a MAGA league in this. They don't want to look crazy in front of the president.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's crazy, though.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy because I know a lot of people trying to justify like, oh, he sucked. I'm like, I ain't see nobody said that dude was getting drafted in the 5th round. I ain't see nobody. I see people say 3rd round. I seen people say 2nd and all that stuff, but I ain't see nobody say, yeah, I think he gonna drop to the 5th round, man, or go undrafted. Like, I don't think he was that bad. I wasn't super high on him, but I don't think he was that bad.
I think apparently, according to sources, and you never know what people got an agenda or not, but apparently he did real bad in the interviews. It was like he didn't give a fuck about the interviews. And I think when you do that and you're already questionable, like I told you I was watching that Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton documentary. And if someone as talented as Gilbert Arenas, who you knew was going to be a star in the league, even he fell because he fucked up the interview and was trying to be goofy.
Yeah.
So when you have Shador, who already is like, kind of shaky skill-wise, and you pretty much fail the interview, that I understand why teams want to take a pass.
Yeah.
But I still do think it's crazy he fell that far. But
but anywho, I guess the Browns got a lot to look at in OTAs and a lot to break down. They was even breaking down stats. Like Shador was 8 for 10 with 3 touchdowns. Joe Flacco was 4 or 6. And they was coming in with numbers. I'm like, damn, this is OTAs, brother.
It's so sad. It's funny because the Texans and the Browns were in a similar situation because of Deshaun Watson. You know, you give Deshaun Watson, you're like, okay, we got our quarterback. Now all we gotta do is build around him, and then he's gone from Houston. Then the Browns get him. We're like, okay, we paid a lot, but we finally got our quarterback. We got a good team. We're locked in. Now he's gone. So it's like they're starting from zero, except at least we got CJ Stroud immediately after.
Yeah.
But them, I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like they already moving past them, man. It would have been troubling if they were still counting on them.
It's over. The owner straight up basically said it's over with Deshaun. So
yeah. Nah,
done.
It is. It is. And then I mean, if none of these quarterbacks work out this year, then they probably gonna draft one next year in the first round. So yeah, clearly they moved on. I don't think Deshaun want to be there. I don't think he wanted to be there from the beginning. But
he had a choice and he went there for the money.
I mean, he kind of did have a choice. He had some people bidding on him.
He could have went to Atlanta where he wanted to go. But I think he wanted to go to the Browns. They had a good team. Like that was a good team to go to.
No, it was a good team, but I don't think that was his first choice. I think he went there because of they was willing to pay all that guaranteed money.
Yeah, because
he originally counted them out. Obviously he was interested because they were one of like 4 teams that was interested. But they came back to the table when he turned them down and offered to give him a fully guaranteed contract, rework his contract. So, I mean, that would make anybody say, all right, like, y'all got a good team. I just think he didn't want to play outside. I think he wanted to play somewhere warm, probably inside, because don't nobody want to play on outside of Lake Erie, man. Like, especially a quarterback. I don't think he wanted to play in that type of weather.
I think he just wanted to play for Bill O'Brien, man. I don't think anybody else was going to be able to make him look good.
Yeah.
But who knows? Oh, well. Shout out to Deshaun. At least he got his money. So
about to get married too, man.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, okay, he engaged. They posting the pictures. I don't know when the wedding is, but hey, about to get married to old Jelly.
Do you think he got a prenup or nah?
I don't think so, man. I don't think so, man. I think honestly, I don't think so because I felt like she kind of held him down even during all that drama that was going on. So that was probably her ticket. Like, yo, I sat with you when they were calling you the nastiest person on earth. I ain't go nowhere. I stuck by you. Like, nah, we ain't doing no prenup. I could have dipped out on you, but I did not. So I don't think so, man.
Dog, can you imagine getting the most guaranteed money in NFL history and then losing half of it? I'm guessing they probably gonna live in California, right? When they're done with this, they're not gonna live in Cleveland anymore.
No.
Yes, they're gonna live in California, so she could do whatever she wants to do out there.
Yeah, I think she's not from California, but she lived in California. I think she's actually from Houston, but she was living in California for a long time.
They're gonna live in LA.
Yeah.
And which has very tough marriage laws and they're very beneficial to the wife generally. And so when they break up eventually, she will take half of that $230.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Speaking of that, how you feel about Travis Hunter? He got married to the girl. I guess everybody on the internet don't like.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't tell a young nigga nothing. All right, these people trying to coach him, trying to say, "Oh, you gotta know her attitude bad." Look, man, you gotta let some niggas fail when they're young, and they gotta learn the hard way. It sucks that he's getting married. Because, I mean, that's going to be a financial hit if they break up. But some niggas got to learn the hard way, man. Nothing people try to tell him on the internet, nothing they try to tell him in person is going to change his mind about how he feel about this girl.
Yeah.
So niggas just got to sometimes we got to go through heartbreak and pain so we can get that hardness and cold heart that we need sometimes when dealing with women, especially of his stature.
Yeah.
So you gotta just let him go through the motions. I don't feel no way about it. We know what it is. We know it's gonna end up being, but you gotta let him live his life, man.
Yeah. I kind of honestly, I don't want to say I feel bad for him. I don't feel bad. Like you got money now, bro. So I don't feel bad for you, but it's wild because you could kind of tell who was I don't want to call him corny, but somebody that probably wouldn't have got no girls like that. They wasn't playing sports.
That's 99% of athletes, though, to be honest, man.
Yeah, I think the 1% might be Stefon Diggs. I don't think Stefon
Yeah,
Diggs.
the pretty boys, Jalen Hurts, like the pretty boys are gonna have hoes, but most of them.
Yeah, nah, I think Travis Hunter is part of the 99%, man, because he was with that girl for a long time. But when you just hear, I think the other issue was she was talking a lot and she was just spilling a whole bunch of stuff where you like, wait, what? Like she was talking about how Travis Hunter would drop her and her friends off at the club and he would sit in the car and wait for us. And when we get done, he'd come around and pick us up. And I'm like, what? And it wasn't like, I don't think it was at a point where he was underage, so he couldn't do it. But even if he was, like, dog, I'm not dropping y'all off at the club and sitting in the car waiting on y'all while y'all in there doing God knows what. Like, are you kidding me? Like, nah, to me, when I heard that, I was just like, nah, that's a bad sign, man. I would never do that. And then I think her reasoning was he don't drink or anything like that. I'm like, man, you know how many times I've been in the club and didn't have one drink? Like, nah, I'm not doing that. If anything, I will drop you off and dip. And I mean, like, I'm doing something else. But I'm not about that's some simp behavior, man. Sitting there while your club in there, while your girl in there in the club having a good time, and you just sitting in the car waiting on her. Nah, man, that was a bad sign for me. I was just like, man, maybe he's not cut like a regular guy. That I feel like a regular guy. If he gonna go to a club with his girl, he gonna be in there with her. But
yeah, I mean, look, some people, like I said, they gotta learn the hard way, man. They gotta learn that some women just ain't worth it. But you got to learn it because all of us, especially if he was raised by his mother, I'm sure he was told all the propaganda that we all got taught, man, about how you got to treat a woman this way. You got to do this for her. You got to, whatever she says, she's right. So there's the propaganda I'm sure he got fed that we all get fed. And you just got to learn the hard way sometimes. But yeah, it is weird. It's weird that she would just dog him like that too in public. And say these things to gas herself up.
Yeah.
But, to each their own. I just hope if they're happy, hey, what can I say, man?
Yeah, that's how I feel. If they both happy, I'm fine with it. Like,
that's my take about Jalen Green too. If they happy, at first I thought the relationship made him play better. Then we saw the playoffs, and I don't know about that anymore. But I mean, as long as they're happy, man, who am I to judge?
He seemed like he happy too.
Yeah,
like he ain't got no issues or nothing. So, like maybe that is the one. But
I guess.
Yeah, but nah, it was kind of crazy though. I think, yeah, that girl, she was saying a lot of random stuff where it was just like, bro, like everybody was on the campaign, like, hey, you need to dump her. And then he did the worst thing you could possibly do. He said, I'm getting off of social media because pretty much everybody attacking this girl. I was just like, whoa, what is you doing, man? I'm like, no, you was a Heisman. You a Heisman winner, man. You can't be going out. You can't be crashing out like this. But like I said, man, like as long as he happy and he look happy as hell dancing with this girl at that wedding. So I don't know.
I was thinking about this too, because I was thinking about the Bill Belichick thing and the rumors that he might lose his job over his girl and shit like that. I'm like, we are really in the age of the simps. Okay, we really are in the age of the simps. They won. The toxic masculinity has been just, I guess, destroyed finally. And we are in the age of simps. It's cool
Yeah.
to be a simp. I blame T.I.
Yeah.
I blame all these rappers. You could have whatever you like. I blame all that shit because that's where it started. It used to be hard on bitches. Now
Yeah.
we are in the age of the simps, and there's nothing we can do about it now, man. We can't turn back the hand of time. Bill Belichick out here tricking openly. His girl running him. And this is one of the greatest coaches of all time. Maybe the greatest coach of all time.
He going outside, man.
Yeah. Nobody can run their home anymore.
I think they engaged too.
And she is a nobody, by the way. Remember this, man. It'll be one thing if she was like the queen of her industry. So it's like, okay, you have some kind of matching going on, but no, this is a nobody who just walked in and took over.
She is a runner-up, Miss America runner-up. Like she ain't even win it. I think she like came in second and third place.
And Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, maybe how many Super Bowls and just an amazing football mind.
Yeah,
his girl just comes on the field and starts running shit.
Yeah.
And they tolerate it.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy. Did we ever talk about how they met? Did we ever?
Maybe, I can't remember. Maybe when you came back, but that was weird how they won't even talk about it.
Yeah, so because I think it was before, might have been a year ago or something like that. They said they met on a plane. And I guess she was reading a book and he was interested in the book and they got talking and all that stuff on the flight. And that's how they met. So it was kind of wild how the interviewer asked how they met. And she was just like, we're not doing this. Do you feel like that's true, that they met in that way? Or probably some other dirty way where?
Probably not. I'm sure the reason why she didn't want the reporter to ask that question is because he probably hadn't been prepped on the fucking lie enough that it would match up with her lie about how they met, man. I've heard some rumors that it was some kind of escort type thing that she was in, and that's how they actually met. I don't know if that's true, but I think the romantic comedy idea of them meeting on a plane and just talking, and this, by the way, is like 50-year age difference between them.
Yeah.
How they would just meet on a plane and she would be attracted enough to just start talking to him if she didn't know who he was. I don't believe that for a second, man. I'm sorry. So yeah, no, that was bullshit.
I do think it's some type of underworld, dark world type of escort business going on, where they say, "Hey, I want to be in a relationship with somebody. Y'all agree with it?" And he popped out. Yeah, I don't know if him and Robert Kraft was kind of into that shit too, but I do think it's some type of dark world, and we'd never know. But the way everything is all set up, it wouldn't even surprise me, man. Where he's 70 something years old. And he want a young girl, but he got to go through the escort part to get the young girl. So that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Nah. But hey, like I said, man, with the other cases, as long as they're happy, as long as Bill Belichick happy, he probably ain't got too much longer, man. He up there. So if you want to live his life in peace with a little cutie rubbing his back at night,
yeah,
so be it, man. So be it. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
In other news, your boy done came through again, man. The president, Trump, has saved the black community. You know, when we thought that we were losing space because of DEI rollbacks and all this horrible stuff that's been going on, black people have been saved because he jingled the keys, and now he has the black support once more because he pardoned some people. He pardoned NBA Youngboy, who I think was facing some charges over some crazy shit. He was trying to order lean and act like he was somebody else, and they got him on tape trying to act like he was somebody else. He got pardoned. And also Larry Hoover got pardoned from his federal crime, but he still have the state charges to where he's serving 200 years. So he's not going to get out of prison. but he did get pardoned from I guess the federal charge he had.
Yeah, I think he has 6 federal life sentences. He has 6 of them. So I guess they got rid of that, but he still got to serve his current 200 years. So I think obviously he ain't getting out no time soon, but I wonder if they did that. Maybe he's trying to get moved or supposed to get moved closer to family or something like that. Because I think right now he was in the like a supermax prison in Colorado. So I don't know if he gonna move closer to Chicago where he could probably get some visits from his family or something. Maybe that was the play along. But yeah, I see everybody was going crazy over it. I'm just because I think the word was commuted. So it wasn't pardon, it was more commuted. And I was just like, is he getting out? Like, why is everybody celebrating? Not end up looking it up. And it's like he still got to serve his remaining 200 years. So I'm just like, all right, maybe this is something just for him to maybe be close, maybe get moved to a different prison or something like that, maybe be close to the family. I just figured it was something like that.
I guess I didn't really understand why either. Like I said, I guess it was just something that he threw an easy bone to throw for people to get happy, jingle the keys, like I said. But I don't really care. Like, this guy ain't getting out, man.
It's crazy. This dude was in jail since like 1973.
Mm-hmm.
He been in jail for a long ass time, man. And I think he ended up getting more charges around 2001.
Yeah, because he was running gangs in prison, dog. Same thing with Tookie. Like, people try to get Tookie got executed, but they were trying to get him not executed or pardoned, whatever. I'm like, he was running the Clipse in prison. Like, they knew this, man. So I'm not saying he should have been executed, but there was no way he's gonna get out.
Yeah, and honestly he shouldn't get out. Like, that dude was crazy, man.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't want him out on these streets.
It's crazy. So yeah, for what it's worth, they were pardoned. Oh yeah, also I saw today, right before we started the podcast, somebody asked him about Diddy, and he said he would consider pardoning Diddy if he said he had to look over the charges, and if he thinks he's been treated unfairly, he would pardon Diddy. You know, it's hilarious. Now, no matter what he does, MAGA will never turn on him, which is really the craziest thing when you think about it, because we done turned on Joe Biden. We done turned on Kamala, if you're left-leaning, or especially the Democrats. But they will never turn on Trump no matter what he does. There's always some cope. Tariffs for no reason, cope. Tariffs are gone now, cope. Oh, we hate Diddy. Diddy's like the Black Epstein. Oh, Trump's gonna pardon him? Oh, I guess he must have been treated unfairly. Cope. See, there's always cope for whatever he does. It must be amazing to just be able to keep your fan base strong no matter what you do.
Yeah. No. It is. I mean, it's kind of scary because we always talk about people, celebrities in their stands. So like a Taylor Swift stands. We talk about the Drake stands and all Nicki Minaj stand, all these different stands. Trump got stands, man. Like, no matter what he do, no matter what happened, they are sticking there. Like he could do anything, man. They ain't going nowhere. Like, his supporters are. I feel like when he lost that last election, his supporters got even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It got even stronger. So that's why I'm like, man, I think we talked about it before. It was like early in the election, or this probably in the summertime. Probably one of the last few podcasts we did before we took a break. But we was talking about, like, man, I don't know if the Democrats got a strong candidate that could win, man. Because there was no way Joe Biden was going to win. And I'm like, damn, like, I don't know who on that side could actually beat him, because I feel like his supporters got way stronger than it was the first time.
There's no way, man, because look, when it comes down to the Democrats, it's going to come down to how do you feel about Palestine and Israel, and we know what their answer going to be, and we know they're going to lose a lot of support right when they say that.
Yeah.
So they're always going to eat their own, the Democrats, man, and that base, the left base, is just too fractured. Whereas the right wing people, like you said, they are stands for Trump.
Yeah.
They'll support whatever he says and does, because he's their guy. I mean, that's dangerous, to be honest, because you should never blindly support anybody. But that's how they roll, man. So I don't think Democrats can produce anybody. Like, we ain't gonna get a second Obama out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? That was just a magical case that's never gonna happen again, probably.
And
So,
honestly, if this is crazy to say, if Obama was to try to run again, I don't know if he's gonna have that same effect he did back in 2008 in his second term. Like, it seemed like a lot of people were very disappointed in Obama's terms as president, because when he first got in, we thinking like, oh, black president, he gonna understand all that stuff. A lot of people feel like that didn't really happen like that. And I don't know if he got a strong clan like Trump got. So it ain't no telling. I do think he have a better chance than everyone else, because first of all, he's a guy. He was still kind of young. He a little younger than Joe Biden, but like, I still think that's a tough call, man. It wouldn't surprise me if Trump was to beat Obama straight up like that.
Yeah.
That's just showing you how much support Trump got, man.
Yeah, I don't see it changing, man. But who knows? Maybe after being on the losing side for so long, the Democrats will finally say, okay, no matter what, we're gonna throw all of our weight, no matter what, because they're just gonna think Trump is so bad that they got to support whoever. But it never works out like that. They said they tried it last time, when the last election, it didn't work. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
What do you think Democrats got to do to kind of get back on track a little bit? Because I feel like the game plan has been the same since Obama.
Yeah,
where the same old, hey, let's bring out the rappers, let's go to the Atlanta, let's go to Houston, let's go to all these black cities and kind of pander, with lack of a better word. Let's bring Meg Thee Stallion on the stage. Let's try to get young black people out here. And I feel like, I mean, well, I ain't gonna say probably. I think that did work in 2008. But now I feel like people are so, they want to see more. I feel like people are a little more smarter with having the internet right in their hand like that. And they can call bullshit when they see it. So I don't think you just winning somebody over just by being black or being the one. I wonder what can they actually do to, because I feel like this sauce ain't saucing no more.
I have a lot of thoughts about this, but I usually don't talk about it in public because people get offended. But really, I think what tripped them up with the Kamala stuff was they wouldn't take a stand on how they felt about the trans issues, man. And that's what really killed them in the election. It was proven that all the ads that Trump ran about, how Kamala wants, to fund government officials to have sex changes, how she wants trans women in women's sports, how she wants to fund sex, all this stuff, that killed her. And she never had a response. She had a response to everything Trump said except for that. And she had the response to, we want to defund the police. She said, no, we actually want to fund more. Like all this shit. They had a response to everything except that. And they really got to make a stand and decide, okay, are we going to be pro this or against this? And realize there's going to be consequences no matter which side you choose. So online, you're going to take a huge hit if you say, oh, we're not cool with that. But if you do, but there's real people who, do care about that stuff. So they just got to decide about that stuff. And really it's just those issues are what's killing them. And they got to really decide what they're going to do, man. I think if they could just people joke like Stephen A. Smith and he really is a joke, but they need somebody like that. I'm not saying they need a Stephen A. Smith, but they need somebody who just don't give a fuck. Because Trump don't give a fuck, man. They need somebody who don't give a fuck and just says and doesn't bow to any kind of pressure from a small group that might feel offended about something. They just they gotta get somebody out there who says, this is what I think and this is how it's gonna be, and see how that works. Because this trying to appease everybody and then trying to appease the right-wing people who love Trump and to begin with is just, it seemed confusing. So that's what I think, man.
And I think with Kamala, I feel like they tried to lean over to that side too, because I feel like they're trying to figure something out. Like, man, like we keep losing to this guy, or a close call to this guy, and I think they trying to take some of his supporters too. But honestly, I think, as much as the world has progressed with, having a black president and just stuff like that, I just don't know if people are sold on having a woman as a president yet.
That's not gonna happen, man.
Because they tried to do the thing where, put on the pantsuits and stuff like that. I just don't know, like, no matter how you feel about her or any woman that's good, I just don't know if America is like ready to have a woman president in charge like that. Like, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just feel like a lot of people that's voting out here, they just don't, they have way too many questions and probably unfair treatment to some point when it's like a woman right there. I just don't know if people trust that yet.
Yeah, dog. And it was announced that Joe Biden has, I believe, colon cancer now. And this goes back to what I was saying before the election even took place, man. Back when we were doing the podcast before, I always thought the plan was for Joe Biden to run against Trump and win and then step down. And now when I see this news come out, I'm like, it's kind of, I don't know if they knew before or it just got diagnosed, but I really feel like they didn't think Kamala could win or any woman could win against Trump, but they have to, at some point, we got to sneakily get a woman in there so the country can see that it didn't all fall apart just because a woman was president. That's the only way we can do it. They're not going to elect a woman. It's just not going to happen. We got to sneak one in there and then show everybody like, hey, this wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
So I think that was the plan. The problem was that you couldn't ignore the mental decline that Joe Biden was going through. You couldn't. It got too bad.
He was getting washed in those debates, man.
Yeah, it was looking bad.
Yeah,
so he had to step down, and then we saw how it worked out.
Yeah. No, I think the plan, like, I agree with you. I think we both talked about it. I think the plan was to get him in, get him to win, and then he step aside and she kind of run the show.
Yeah.
And people was already felt like she was running the show low key, but I feel like that was the plan too. But he was just getting, I guess, looking at the numbers and all that, the polls. He was just, people was done with him. I think even before the polls, I feel like people was done with him regardless. And I think they was taking a big hit where he had to step down. So I don't know if they figured her, I guess, running the show once he stepped down or I don't think he stepped down as presidential, the president, but I think he stepped down just running. But I'm kind of curious that they felt like, oh, she's doing a lot already, so she can be president. But I just don't think I don't think people are ready for that right now, man. Maybe sometime in the future, I don't know, but just right now, I think people rather have another black president.
People trying to act like Jasmine Crockett got a chance. I'm like, y'all just want to lose at this point. They're not gonna, like, I like Jasmine Crockett. She's not gonna win an election, man. Come on, for president.
Yeah, I see them throw out Michelle Obama. I just don't. Me personally, I just don't see it, man.
No.
I just think just the way America is, like I said, it's progressive. I mean, you got black people all over the place and higher offices and stuff like that. I just think the presidential seat is I think they just not there yet, man. I just don't think they want a woman in office right now or feel comfortable.
How do you feel about Michelle Obama's podcast? And did you think it was fucked up that she didn't show up with Obama for the Trump inauguration and Jimmy Carter's funeral?
I don't know. I do think it's kind of weird. She got a podcast, man. I ain't gonna lie, because I know this is probably outside of Trump. This is probably one of the most famous presidents, like as far as like him and the wife and all that stuff being in the entertainment news a lot. But it's just weird seeing a first lady or former first lady just being out and about like that, doing a podcast. I always thought that was kind of strange.
Talking about it, she was single, she would do this with the Airbnb and all this stuff.
Yeah. I also feel like maybe they might have some issues going on, man. Like, I don't know if they together. Maybe they together just for the image, but maybe they not living together. I don't know what it is, but they kind of rolling like they're not together. And I know once in a while Obama sent a tweet out, a lovey-dovey tweet to Michelle, but
dog, he posted a picture, and I never seen Michelle look worse in the picture. She looked terrible. And I don't understand. He must not even shown her that picture. He was like, "Fuck it, let's get this over with. This charade."
Yeah, but nah, I don't know if they together, man. Maybe it's just one of those old school marriages where, you know, when we go out, we either together, but I'm sleeping in a separate room from you.
But they don't even go out, which is the crazy thing. They don't even be going out anymore. So
yeah,
I think they move like a couple where the man cheated and got caught. I think Obama probably got caught because they move like even back in the day, man. Like it always seemed like she's kind of dogging him. It always seems like he's uplifting her and talking like she's the greatest woman in the world. But whenever she talks about him, it kind of feels passive aggressive. And yeah, her not showing up to these events, it's like it was crazy seeing the Trump inauguration. He was the only president that was there by himself, man. Everybody else, all the former presidents that were there, had their wife there but him. And I'm like, I understand you didn't want to go, but either both of y'all should have not gone or both of y'all should have went. But that it looked crazy. And it kind of sucks seeing like, oh, the first black president even got his wife with him.
Yeah.
He was the only one who didn't. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate, but you know, what can you do?
Yeah. I'm kind of interested. Do you think we'll get to a point where we find out somebody filed for divorce?
I'll be surprised.
Really? Because even honestly, the Clintons, like, I don't know if they together for real.
No, they're not. Presidents don't get divorced.
Yeah.
It would look terrible if the first black president was the first one to get divorced.
Yeah.
They better just keep it up for appearance's sake.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened though, man. Like it would
really
look bad,
suck.
but I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen, man. But yeah, like I don't think the Clintons are together. Especially when he was in office, he got caught up with Monica Lewinsky.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think at some point during that time, I felt like they were not sleeping together. They were not together. They were just there because
they probably hadn't been together in like 30, 40 years, man. Honestly,
100%
talking about it.
Yeah. And this happened what in the 90s?
Yeah, like 96, 95.
Yeah, so I don't think they together. But they at least they kind of be together at some point.
Yeah, for appearance's sake, they will look like they're a couple, not really look like it, but they will be together.
Yeah. And then too, when you think about it, man, like the president, like all the presidents, they're human too, man. They don't have a perfect, they definitely don't have perfect marriages. Like all these presidents don't have perfect marriages, man. I just think it's just a bad image if somebody separate, or like a public separation or divorce. So it's probably they probably being told that, hey, y'all got to stick together forever. We can't have no divorce, no messy divorce and stuff like that. It probably get a little tricky with secret, with the secret agents and all that stuff.
Secret Service, how they work that out.
Yeah, so they probably got to be forced to stay together just to kind of keep the little community tight.
Yeah, I'm sure there are benefits for them being together that they would not get if they divorced. So, especially on Michelle Obama's side. So I get it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they've been not together for a long time.
Yeah.
So hey, what can you do? That's black love for you.
Yeah, man.
Other news, the Summer Jam screen just keeps filling up, man. Next on board, we got Zion Williamson. He's been accused of rape and physical abuse by a ex-girlfriend back in, I want to say 2023, something like that. I forget what year, but yeah. Again, an allegation with nothing proven, anything like that. So not jumping the gun on anything. But do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, at this point, it don't really surprise me, man. I feel like I mean, I don't know him obviously, but if it seemed like he's pretty much a mark at this point. And clearly, he been with a lot of women, a lot of crazy type of women, and to me, this seems like, hey, I'm gonna get you now. Like, you a clear sucker, you a mark. I'm gonna try to get whatever I can out of you, type thing. So I don't know if this is going to go into be a criminal case, or is it just going to be like all other cases that be civil case where they just sue and just get money from it. But he set himself up for this shit, man. I'm surprised it took this long to happen. And dealing with somebody like a Mariah Mills and all that, this part don't surprise. To me, the rape part really surprised me the most. Because usually, because rape is that's a strong allegation. I feel like that's a little different than like a sexual assault or something like that. Because I hate to say it like this, but when people use sexual assault, it's a little more, softer than just he raped me type thing. So that's the part that's a little surprising, but I feel like he kind of set himself up a little bit, man. Just kind of being out here reckless and messing with people like a Mariah Mills and all that. So when you go around like that, you kind of get set up for stuff like that.
Yeah, my only concern when this stuff happens is at some point, especially if this just ends up be a money grab, at some point people just gonna stop respecting this type of shit, man. Because at one point we really did. It was crazy because first we really didn't care about these allegations at all. Then Me Too happened. Then we took everything seriously, which you should give weight to people who are alleged to be victims. But eventually it gets to a point where, okay, is every celebrity going to get this shit at some point? Is why does shit always happen years and years and years after the fact? And it's not a criminal case ever. It's always civil. And it's always just something that's looking for a payout.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know what happened and the details of it, or if there's proof or not. We don't know anything about this case, but I think at some point people will lose respect if it just always seems to be a cash grab.
Yeah.
But
how do you feel about so remember last week we actually talked about the Boss Man D-Lo situation? Yeah,
that was a lie, apparently.
Yeah, a lot. What's crazy is, this is the crazy part. So the transgender woman came out and said she made it up. And the part that bothered me was she said, I made it up. It was AI. It was photoshopped. It was edited. I'm just like, how could it be all three? It seemed like, to me, it didn't really seem genuine. She said it was, she was just messing around. She was bored and decided to do that. And she wished she hadn't done it and all this other stuff. But when you look at the comments, man, nobody, nobody is attacking the girl at all. Everybody just still going in on Boss Man D-Lo, like, oh, how much he paid her to say this, and oh, the check must have cleared. And I'm just like, man, if this is a serious allegation to me, man. Like, dog, that's something that pretty much threw Chingy career down the drain for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know how long he would have lasted, but that kind of fucked his career up a little bit. And you say that, and nobody bats an eye about you lying on somebody like that. I thought that was kind of crazy, man. It was literally a lose-lose situation for Boss Man D-Lo if she was legit lying about it and he never talked to her.
Yeah, I mean, it's people are just messy and they hang on to everything. And even though it's being apparently cleared up, this is always gonna follow him at this point.
Yeah,
people are gonna be like, Boss Man D-Lo, ain't he the one who's messing with the trans woman?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the messed up thing about it. It does fuck up careers. And I was reminded it's not a serious allegation, but remember when Drewski was dating Ruby Rose?
Yeah.
And then they broke up, and then she came out and said it was for PR.
Yeah, it was a fake relationship.
Yeah, it was fake and it was for PR. Well, she recently came out in an interview and said that was a lie. She said it was actually real. She just said that because she was pissed off. I'm like, do y'all know how y'all made this man look?
Yeah.
That's some dirty ass shit to do. To act like you already have somebody who gets clowned because how he looks and his appearance and whatnot. And you how do you pull a bad bitch like Ruby Rose? And now you don't go out and play on his insecurities, I'm sure, by saying it's PR and then come out a year later and said I was just fucking around. Same thing with Amber Rose when she said a finger in the booty ass bitch about Kanye. She came out years later and said that was a lie.
Yeah.
Like, do y'all know how long these lies done lasted and done fucked up people's perception of somebody?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and the thing is with Ruby Rose, I feel like she didn't realize how big of a deal Drewski was. Or I think he kind of took off even more after they quit dating. But I feel like that kind of made her look a little more sillier because he out here popping. Like he's still kind of popping, getting bigger in commercials and all that stuff. And I feel like she kind of had to go back on that comment, like I was just playing. Like I feel like she had to say something because now it's like, damn, like this dude is popping, and I know she a woman, so she always gonna be somewhat popping because she good to look at. But he's kind of once y'all stop talking, he was doing better. He was still doing his thing. So now it's like she trying to cover it up a little bit or trying to come out with the truth. And it's just like, why did you say that to even begin with, man?
I think it was because he went on Breakfast Club and they asked him about it, of course, and he really took the high road. He didn't really give it no energy. He could have buried her and said it was cap and said she was lying because she was mad, but he didn't do that. He was nice to her about it. And he didn't reveal nothing. I'm sure after that she felt bad. Like, damn, this nigga could have really went in on. He didn't. And
looked stupid. It probably made her look really silly. And now you watching him on Super Bowl commercials and shit. Just he's still out there doing this thing. And it's just like, I made that up. I was just mad. Like you trying to, because it's Drewski now. Like he's kind of a favorite at this point. So I don't understand why people do that. And then I think what pissed me off more is people just act like it's no big deal, man. Like we should just get over it. It's just like, man, like that type of stuff can really mess up people's money, man, especially people like them. Like it's one thing if it's me, if it's somebody that ain't even known like that, and there's Figgy did this or whatever. Like nobody give a damn. But somebody like that could potentially mess up his paper, his image. And y'all doing stuff like that. And then it's like, whenever she come out and admit that, there's like, oh, the check cleared, or he probably just paid her to say that. It's like you can't get around it. And they don't ever be held accountable. It's
Nope.
not like, man, that's fucked up what you did, or she a piece of shit for doing that. They never look at her or the lady. They just automatically come up with an excuse like, oh, we probably paid her to say that. It's just like, damn, like what they did, especially what the trans woman did. Like, why would you do something like that? Like, how do people even think that's funny? How is that funny? I just feel like people need to be held accountable, man. Don't like however you feel about Boss Man D-Lo, that probably ain't gonna change. But man, you gotta start holding people accountable, man. Especially these stupid jokes and stuff like that. Like that's fucked up.
Look, I'm all for a joke about some touchy subject, man. But I do admit that it goes too far when it follows somebody's career the entire time, and now that's what they're attached to, and it was built on a lie. You know, it's so easy. That's why if I was famous, I don't know if I'd interact with anybody. I would be a mysterious ass nigga. You wouldn't see me nowhere. I wouldn't be talking to nobody. I'd just be doing my shit, doing my appearances, and dipping. Because, you know, it only takes one person who scorns, one person you piss off, one person who sends a DM and gets shot down or something, or one person who, for whatever reason, a girl you dumped because of whatever reason, to make up a lie about you, and it's going to follow you for the rest of your career.
Yep.
So
And
it's unfortunate.
Yep, and the thing is, like, you got one lane where people trying to do this stuff to you because of the money, because they know you got money. Like, for instance, if you was a rich man, now you got all these cousins you never heard of trying to do something to you or trying to pull up dirt on you, so to try to extort you and that type of stuff. You had instances like that, and then you got the people that don't even want money; they just doing it for clout.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, what did you getting out of this? Like now everybody talking about this woman, and you know, maybe she getting followers and stuff like that. And now you apologize, and now it's like what was that for?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you get some money from this? Like, what is this for now? So that's the part. I think that's the part that irritates me the most, when people just doing shit for clout. It's like, dog, like, what? Like, are you happy with this now? That's the worst type of stuff, man.
It is, man. But we live in a clout society, man. You could turn clout into anything. Look at Bad Baby. Look at little TJ, whatever her name was. That little girl who came back and said she died, then came back.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's all it takes. A little bit of clout. Bobby Altov. All it takes is a little bit of clout. You could go far in the world now. So
yeah, it's crazy.
We can speed read these last topics, man. I know it's getting kind of late in the podcast. What else? What is this? Oh yeah, the Zion Williamson thing. We talked about Stefon Diggs and Cardi B. We talked about Offset. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this though. Cardi B and Offset. Apparently, Offset wants spousal support from Cardi B.
Yeah.
Because apparently, I think he's alleging that. I guess she got on. She did a Twitter space and talked about this shit, and I think it's because he can't see the kids or whatever. She tried to back that up and say he can see the kids whenever he wants. So some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this, man? Do you think Offset is right to try to get some spousal support, some payback, some financial assistance from his now ex-wife Cardi B?
Yeah, I think so I seen somebody actually this girl Lauren on the Breakfast Club. She actually reported about this because obviously when you see the headline Offset wants spousal support, it's gonna be like, oh, this nigga ain't shit. Like, look at him being broke and all this other stuff. It's never a good look for a man to get spousal support. But she pretty much, the girl on the Breakfast Club pretty much explained how this is just a I guess like a lawyer, like a little tactic, trying to is more of a game plan type thing, where they say he don't need the money, he good on that part, but it's more of a tactic because like when Cardi B tried to deny that he could see his kids anytime, I guess they pretty much saying she trying to keep the kids for good and won't let them see the kids, and he want joint custody and all that type of stuff. So I think it's more of a just kind of throwing some stuff in the middle of the ring type thing, just going back and forth. So yeah, I mean, the first thing, like, I know a lot of rappers kind of portray as being filthy rich. I don't think that's the case, but I did think it was kind of funny that he was that was the headline of him wanting spousal support. I didn't really buy that for real. I figure it was some type of lawyer talk a little bit. Maybe it's part of a bigger plan, and this shit gonna get even messier. But I felt like I don't think it was like some broke nigga shit where he need the money and all this other stuff. I think the other tactic is, I guess he don't want her to take everything. I think it might be a thing where she actually get probably all of his shit. And I think they trying to even it out a little bit, man, because these type of marriages are tricky anyway, because you got two celebrities, two artists, and how do you know what was yours and what was hers, and what she made because of you and what you made because of her, all that type of stuff. So I think they probably just using that to prevent her from taking everything except the kitchen sink out. So I don't think it was a thing. I know he was getting clowned a lot, but I don't think it was a thing where he's just trying to be a bird. It wasn't like he was a nobody. It wasn't like it was Mary J. Blige. I think it was Mary J. Blige, right? Her husband.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I think she's still paying money to him. And I think she was just kind of like, man, this is some bullshit. I think she talked about it recently, like, this is fucking bullshit, man. Like,
I think it was Halle Berry too. I want to say it was
Halle Berry too. I didn't know that.
I think it might have been her. It was somebody, I remember, an actress or somebody. I think it might have been Halle Berry.
Yeah, but yeah, it wasn't like a situation like that where we didn't know her husband at all, and he's just trying to get all his money. But yeah, I think it's more of a tactic. I don't think he's just out here being broke and just trying to get some of her money. I think it's more a lawyer type thing.
Yeah, I personally don't give a shit about this anymore, man. Like, this, remember, this was the first topic we banned on the podcast. Remember that?
Yeah.
Cardi B and Offset, because they had the messiest relationship even from the beginning.
Yeah.
All the pump faking about cheating and the breaking up and getting back together and cheating and getting back together. Well, they finally did break up, so good for them. But now this divorce is gonna be super messy as well, so it's just never gonna end with them.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit, man. Like, look, us men, we don't get a whole lot in the divorce proceedings generally. So if there's a way for you can get support, even like you saying it wasn't no bummy shit, but even if it was, I won't be mad at it, man. Look, she probably makes a lot more than him. Let's be real.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Offset, look, he's a semi-successful rapper, but I don't see him having much of a future in selling a lot of records. Let's be real. Migos is done. He's not gonna do no shit with Quavo probably anytime soon. His albums just flopped. No hit singles on anything. And Cardi B, I don't think anything she puts out will match her first album, but she will get numbers. She will still be a big deal.
She a big deal, and she haven't put out the album.
Exactly. She's doing other things, TV shows and all that. And when she does make an album, I'm sure it's going to be, she was talking about recently about how it not being the right time and all this bullshit. You just pump thinking, I don't think you ever gonna put this album out at this point. Yeah. But I mean, she's still gonna be popping. So it is what it is. But like I said, I don't care. We did ban this topic. I didn't forget, but I just want to see your take on that to see if you had any and I get it now. It probably was some lawyer talk, just trying to finagle some shit, but I don't care really.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the NBA playoffs are still underway. We don't have our finals matchup yet. We do know the OKC Thunder will be in it after taking out the Memphis Grizzlies. Or the Timberwolves, my bad. Minnesota Timberwolves, my bad. I always get them
They
fucking the
they
Minnesota and
got the
Memphis.
Memphis Grizzlies early on.
Yeah. The Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards, who I was told was the next Michael Jordan, somehow
Where did
didn't
that
show
come
up.
from?
Niggas looking
Because
for
are they built similar or something? Maybe because he's dark.
they kind of have a similar game, very athletic. I guess because they're dark skinned, I think that is part of it too.
They both like 6'5",
Yeah.
6'6".
Kind of like how whenever there's a white player who's good in the league, they always get compared to Larry Bird. No matter who it is, it could be like a fucking 6 foot tall point guard. Oh, he's got Larry Bird like athletic. What? Is that the only white player y'all can compare anybody to is Larry Bird?
If they look taller, then kind of a Kevin Love type.
Yeah. It's always one of them, man. It's always got to be like if it don't match, because there's not a whole lot of great, especially American white players in the NBA, but it's always got to be like Larry Bird, Kevin Love, somebody like that. But anyway, so yeah, the OKC Thunder, who are like 99% gonna win this whole thing.
Yeah,
I feel. And we still have the New York Knicks and the Pacers going at it. The Knicks are staying alive. They were down 3-1. Now it's 3-2. Game 6 is tomorrow. And we'll see where it goes from there. But are you excited? Have you been watching this NBA playoff action?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of it for the most part. I think the last couple games with OKC kind of been blowouts. So especially the last one, I was just like, I turned that off after the first half, man. I'm like, this is over. Clearly Minnesota trying to go to Cancun. But I feel like the Knicks series was pretty good though, man. The Knicks and the Pacers. I feel like it's kind of living up a little bit. And I did not expect the Pacers to be this good like this, man. I kind of got a little joy just seeing all these Knicks fans kind of being a little sad now, because I felt like they thought Indiana wasn't going to be nothing. But I don't know. Maybe they still have a chance. I don't know. But I think it's about over. I think Indiana going to beat them. And I think OKC just going to run through the finals, man.
Dog, how do you feel about Timothy Chalamet at all these damn Knick games, man? Like they're trying to make him the white Spike Lee or something. Do you have any thoughts about this? It is interesting. People did bring this up. It was, of course, Taylor Swift fans, but they brought up how the reaction to him being courtside, to him being shown so much, and Taylor Swift. And by the way, they were both barely shown during the actual games. Taylor Swift, they cut to her for 2 seconds after a touchdown, maybe.
Yeah.
And it wasn't after every touchdown. But same thing with Timothy Chalamet, but they're pointing at the hypocrisy of nobody's mad at that or saying she's ruining the game or he's ruining the game. But they said that about Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I think it's a little different, man, because you got first of all, it's New York, the New York Knicks. It seemed like the whole national media just love New York Knicks and they want the Knicks to win. I feel like they just show all these celebrities at the Knicks games all the time, man. Hell, they kept showing I forgot who it was. One of the Knicks fans went to the Pacers game. They kept showing him. I'm like, damn. But I think it's a little bit different, man. I think a lot of people, I think it had to do too with Taylor Swift. A lot of people either love her music or they just hate it because of the fans. I think the fans had something to do with it too. The Taylor Swift, the Swifties, I think they probably had something to do with it too, because I think it got to a point where people just hated Taylor Swift so much. I'm like, what did she do? Like, she ain't doing nothing crazy. I think they just hate how, all these Taylor Swift fans is just everything she do, they just got to report it and all that type of stuff. I think a lot of that had to do with it. Like, I don't know if this guy's on that. Is this guy? You feel like this guy on that level, on that type of level?
I think he is. I don't think there's really any movie stars anymore, but he is the closest to one that we have of the new generation. He ain't no damn Tom Cruise. He ain't no like Brad Pitt or Denzel. He ain't that level.
Yeah.
But as far as like, he's the most probably recognizable face in movies that you know. You're like, oh, Timothy Chalamet. I know he was in Dune. He was in Willy Wonka, whatever. He was in all these movies, so you know him. But yeah, he's not even close to Taylor Swift level in fame and popularity. So yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's kind of my point too, man. I don't think it's a thing where he got so many people that hate him or have a whole bunch of stands that's just obnoxious, where you just get tired of seeing them type thing. So I just think, man, especially with the Knicks, for some reason when the Knicks good, you got every single celebrity just trying to be at the game. That's kind of a thing. I feel like that's kind of borderline when the Lakers, whenever the Lakers are good and they're on national TV, you got just all these celebrities that's just there just to be on the screen. I think that's something similar, and they just kept showing them. So me personally, I ain't have an issue with Taylor Swift. Like it wasn't that big of a deal to me. I thought it was kind of cool because you usually don't see that at an NFL game. So it's like, damn, they're actually planning around Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of cool, but I ain't think it was that. I don't think it was that big of a deal, man.
I would say the only counter argument would be, I think Timothy is actually a fan of the Knicks, and he has been for most of his life. Whereas Taylor Swift only was a fan of the Chiefs because her boyfriend played on it.
Yeah.
So, and you think that once he retires, she ain't gonna be at the games no more. So that's like, it does feel a lot more kind of cheesy in that way and forced.
Yeah,
but I don't care about Taylor Swift. It didn't matter to me.
Yeah, it didn't matter to me either. That's the reason I don't have a big deal about this one. Where like you probably got people that's from New York that grew up a Knicks fan, and the Knicks haven't won in how many years? It's been they haven't. Shit, they ain't win since the 70s, I want to say.
No, they didn't win at all in the 90s or 80s. It's been a long time.
They got there in the 90s, but they didn't win anything. So this is kind of rare for them. So I think you're gonna have all type of celebrities out here at this point. I will say I am tired of seeing people like Fat Joe, man. Like I'm like, how did he get access to the front row like that, man? Like, don't nobody want to see no Fat Joe. Like, come on, man. I'd rather see Spike Lee. Just keep showing Spike Lee, man. I don't want to see no Fat Joe. And I forgot who else they be showing, but
there are a few people there. Jon Stewart was there.
They show Ben Stiller a lot.
Yeah, Ben Stiller's always there.
He was at the Pacers game. He was in Indiana, and they were showing him. But like Fat Joe, like I don't need to see Fat Joe. They hype up Fat Joe too much in New York, man.
Do they really?
He performed at the Yankee Super Bowl, man.
I think it feels like a situation where he just has a lot of connects, but I don't think Fat Joe has New York fans, man. Maybe the Latinos love him. I don't know. But as far as hip hop goes, do we really regard Fat Joe is some kind of legend in the game?
I think Fat Joe is, and I'm saying this respectfully, I think Fat Joe is the Bun B of New York, where he's kind of everywhere so much.
Yeah.
Like, just everywhere. And we all, and look, we all love Bun B, but I feel like he's getting way too much run, where I see people that's like, man, I'm tired of seeing Bun B at the Texans games, or why they got Bun B doing everything. It's just, I feel like we kind of Bun B out at this point. Just not the music part, but just the.
No, I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're
part
saying.
of it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, let's lean into our Houston hip hop. Let's get Bun B. That's like the safe pick at this point.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It hurts to admit that, because I actually like Bun B. I don't like Fat Joe, but you're right, man. You're fucking right.
And look, he's a legend. And look, I probably like Fat Joe more than you.
Oh,
But
100%.
yeah, but I feel like they just maybe it is the connections. But when I saw him performing that, I want to say, yeah, when the Yankees played the Dodgers, it was a World Series. It might have been like Game 3, and he kind of opened up. He was on the field before the game. I think he was performing all the way up, and I'm just like, are New Yorkers really like wanting to see Fat Joe? Like, to me, I felt like, I know Jay-Z probably too busy for this.
Yeah, Jay-Z would never do it.
Yeah, he would. I think he would have did it probably about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, the Yankees was in the World Series. He would have been out there in the Yankees hat to perform New York or the song Empire State of Mind or something like that. But like, dog, New York got so many legendary rappers, man. And
but then again, didn't Jay-Z just do something for the Patriots and Tom Brady? Or it was a Tom Brady thing, wasn't it?
Joe did.
Yeah, so I guess he's not above doing shit like that.
Yeah. No, now that you said that, I don't think. Yeah, if they could have got Jay-Z, they should have got Jay-Z. I feel like maybe Jay-Z was busy. I don't know, but I'm like, man, y'all, like, out of all the people, y'all get Fat Joe to perform all the way up. I'm just like, man, the Yankees about to lose this World Series, man.
Yeah, you would think like 50 Cent would be the go-to guy for these things. I know he probably don't even live in New York anymore. I know last time I heard he lived in Texas. I don't know if he still lives here in Houston.
Yeah, I think he was living here in Houston.
Yeah, I don't know if he still lives here, but he moved here for COVID, I know for sure. And he deal with the Texans and all that stuff. But I would figure 50 Cent would be the go-to guy for stuff like this because he had actually like huge hits on his own.
Yeah.
And everybody knows in the club. But for some reason, Fat Joe is just the go-to guy, man. I don't know what happened. I guess 50 probably made too many enemies. And people just don't want to even try to fuck with him anymore like that in New York. But Fat Joe, I think, is just a guy who made a lot of relationships somehow. And like you said, he's, I guess, the bum B of New York, man. He's always in the Knicks games. He's always in the Yankees games. He's their go-to guy, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at this. I pulled up a little list of New York rappers, and I feel like the only one that stick out is, you got 50 Cent. Nicki Minaj ain't gonna do it. Jay-Z, that's probably one. Nas, is that too much in the sticks?
Yes. No, there's no Nas song that mainstream sports audiences know, man.
You can't perform what's the song? New York State of Mind.
Nah, that fucking grimy premiere beat. Yeah, that's not gonna go over in the stadium.
I would, just me being a Nas fan, I would appreciate that.
Of course, yeah, it will sound good to us, but we're talking about people who listen to mainstream radio. They're not gonna know these songs.
Yeah, Jadakiss, that's too much in the sticks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ja Rule, I think that's.
Yeah, nah, he can't even move a halftime show, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these people. I don't know, man. Maybe Fat Joe is the right call.
I just think he's a guy who made a lot of relationships, and he just got connections and links.
Yeah, I think he just always around too, man. Mm-hmm. I will say he's probably the biggest New Yorker out of all these people. Like he repped them teams for sure. So maybe that was the right call. I don't know.
It sucks Big Pun died, man. It would have been so much better to see him. he actually was a good rapper.
Yeah.
But it sucks he died and fucking Fat Joe got to ride them coattails to the top. But oh well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You heard it here first. Fat Joe is the Bun B of New York.
I hate that you said that, but I can't argue against it, man. That's the thing I hate. I want to be like, no, he's not, but I can't even argue against it. I can't think of anything to disprove it. So fuck.
Yeah. And I think, and look, man, I think the glow up from Bun B is amazing. Just how he started as, the Underground Kings, pretty much an underground rapper. But
he rode Pimp C's being in prison the same way Fat Joe rode Big Pun dying. Like I can't argue against that, man, because that is 100% what made Bun B more famous is the Free Pimp C movement.
yeah,
And what made Fat Joe more famous was Big Pun dying. And
yeah,
so it fucking sucks, but it's true.
yeah. And Pimp C, man, Pimp C just had that sauce, man. He had that sauce. He was from Houston, or he was Houston for sure, because Bun B wasn't from Houston.
Well, aren't they both from Port Arthur?
I don't know, but is Pimp C?
I thought they were both. Pimp C has always claimed Port Arthur.
Really? I thought he was from Houston.
Maybe he was born. I could double check, but I'm 90% sure they're both from Port Arthur.
Yeah. He was actually born in Louisiana, but
okay, born in Louisiana. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but but he just had Pimp C just had that sauce, man, that Bun B didn't really have at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bun B was the better rapper, but Pimp C, like, he was like almost Tupac-like with his delivery, man. He was just so cold with it.
Yeah, he was literally walking around like a pimp, man.
Yeah, and he was the charismatic one. He was a charismatic one, always an entertaining interview. You never know what the fuck he was gonna say.
Yeah, so. Yeah, but salute to Bun B, man. I rock with Bun B, but I feel like a lot of people kind of a little bit fatigued.
Bun B. I don't
working out for him. Like,
I don't fuck with the chill burgers. I don't like that shit. But besides that, no, I can't hate on him.
Yeah. I think people getting tired of him at the rodeo.
Yeah.
And originally, I was, especially this last rodeo, because I feel like the lineup was a little bit meh. But and he came out and said, "I'm gonna keep doing it." And hey, I respect it, man, because remember at one point it was no rap like that at the rodeo. And now you giving somebody like that to kind of do whatever. Like I can't be mad at it, but I also ain't about to sit here and say, yeah. I'm not about to also pay for everything all the time too. So I mean, yeah, like because at first I was ready to trash it, but I'm just like, you know what? Like it's cool. Like I could just not go.
Yeah, I think that last year might be the last one we see. They got to get somebody else, maybe mix it up a little bit, because I think they've also run out of people to do it as well. That would do it. So yeah, I wouldn't be mad if they kind of cut it off at this point. But
I'm a little nervous for that though, man. I'm a little nervous if they decide to go a different direction, because I'm not sure. I know I think it was 2 years ago. They actually had that's when they had the Bun B night, and that was the night when we had Drake. I think that was the peak right there.
Of course.
But they also, remember, the rodeo also had 50 Cent that same year. Like, I wonder if let's say they go different ways with Bun B. I wonder if they just I wonder how serious they're gonna treat that night. Like, are they just gonna get Alicia Keys? Remember, I remember when I first got here, they just had Alicia Keys.
I mean, at one point they treated it pretty well. They had Cardi B do it that one time. Didn't Beyonce do it a while back too? Before, I mean, she was not as big as she is now, obviously, but I think she did it.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't there for that. I know the first year I moved here and went to the rodeo, it was Alicia Keys for the Black Night.
Yeah,
and then I think Cardi B. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if that.
I'm pretty sure you were here when Cardi B did it.
I was, because I was trying to get tickets, and for some reason I couldn't get those tickets because all the white people in the office.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if that was a Black Night, because they usually have like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it had to be.
Was okay. I couldn't remember that line, because I thought it was like, I don't think it was Latino night or something, but I thought it was some type of other night, because usually they have a Black Night. And I remember when I moved here, everybody was always saying like, man, it's always John Legend or Alicia Keys. It's kind of complaining about it. I'm like, damn, really? and they were saying how it was never like no rap or Houston rap, that type of stuff. And so that's why it was like a big deal when Bun B ended up getting it.
Yep. Oh, Beyonce did it in 2007.
Oh yeah,
Wait, actually did it a few years. She was at 2001, 2002, 2004, 2007. Apparently.
I'm trying to look up the lineup when Cardi B was there. Yeah.
I want to say that was 2017, maybe.
I think that was 2019. Yeah, that was 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 2019. She 75,580 on Black Heritage Night.
Yeah, that was Black Heritage Night. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Honestly, I think this shit's kind of cooked at this point. I mean, who else would they could realistically get that would put on a good show that we haven't seen already?
I'm surprised Bun B lasted this long, man, because I felt like the first night was legendary to me, man, because it was like never been done before.
Yeah.
Remember, you had a shout out to our guy ESG. He hit the stage. It was just like, wow, ESG is on the stage at rodeo. That like never would have thought that. So that was just a legendary night on its own. I think the following year, I think it kind of faded off a little bit. I think that's the year it had Erykah Badu. I forgot who else they had, but at that point, I was just like, all right, I think that might be it. And then the following year, it was looking a little iffy, but then he announced Drake was going to perform there. And that's when it kind of got out of control. I couldn't get no tickets or nothing. But at that point, I don't know how you could top that. And that was kind of my issue with last year because it was more R&B-ish a little bit. It was kind of all over the place, and I just didn't understand it. So, yeah, I don't know what else you could do at this point, man, unless you get Beyonce.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Even though it'd be nice with the whole Cowboy Carter thing to go and be, there's no way. There's no way that's going to happen.
We actually thought that was going to happen because right before the rodeo lineup, Beyonce announced that she had an announcement. But the fires in LA ended up messing that up. But it was pretty much her announcing her tour. But we thought it was a possibility it would have been, her performing at the rodeo. And but that wouldn't have been a Bun B.
She would announce that publicly, like nationwide. I got a big announcement, guys.
Hey,
I'll do this one date in Houston.
We had no idea, man. We had no idea because that was around the time we were waiting on the announcements for the rodeo and all that stuff. But yeah, but I think in the back of everybody's mind, they knew it was just gonna be a tour, a Cowboy Carter tour. But even that, she probably would have had her own thing. She wouldn't have been coming out to Bun B. So
dog, there is no chance Beyonce gonna do the rodeo again. She is too far out of there. Come on, let's be real. That would be like Taylor Swift doing the fucking Houston rodeo, man. There's really no chance it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it would be nice, like I said, Cowboy Carter, Houston rodeo, but there is no chance she'll do the rodeo again, man. She's too far out of here.
I agree, man. I was actually shocked she did the Texans game, but that was more her.
It was on Netflix. That's the reason why.
It was her production.
Yeah, exactly. If it was a regular 12 noon game, there's no damn chance.
It was the Christmas game.
It was Christmas on Netflix. Yeah, I'm not surprised she did that.
Yeah, so she benefited off of that. Like, I think it's she had the Netflix deal and got money for it. So, like, I was shocked that she was doing that, but it made sense because it was all her production and she sold it to Netflix or whatever.
So, yeah, I don't know what happens in the future, man. We always think it's dead and then it comes back with some good ideas. So we'll see. But in general, I don't think there's anybody exciting enough for me to go see solo on a Black Heritage Night that I really want to go see.
And the other thing,
unless Kendrick, which I very much doubt would happen.
Yeah, and even that though, man, it's just such a hassle going to see a concert at the rodeo, man.
Especially when it's super crowded. It's terrible.
Yeah, unless you get like free tickets or something like that, and you just like screw it, let's just go and not. But paying money to because it's hard to get some good seats. Even with the good seats, you still kind of far away. It's just it's not really convenient to me, man. It's always stressful. It's
No,
a hassle.
it's a mess, dog. And
Yeah,
getting like the traffic in Houston, getting to and from these places has gotten so fucking bad, especially if you're in a show where it's super crowded.
yeah,
The guy I work with said he went to go see the Queen. What was it? It was Journey.
Journey. Yeah,
Yeah, he said he went there. Of course, they got shut down early because they had technical issues. He
yeah,
said he was waiting like 2 hours to even get out the fucking parking lot or some shit, man. The traffic was horrendous.
yeah,
And so, yeah, it's just a fucking mess. When you think of, yeah, I want to go see them, but I really don't want to deal with the bullshit. Wait
yeah,
and sit on my car and just not move for an
yeah,
hour straight.
yeah. Nah, it's bad, man. It's bad. At that point, I'm just like, man, I'd rather not go. And this could be a thing where I'm just getting older. Well, I'm like, man, I'd rather go to a concert at like the little 713 hall or the small part of the House of Blues or something like that, man.
Yeah, no, I'm all for the small shows, man. I'm not trying to go to no fucking I'm not doing that no more, man. I have no patience for standing in long lines and just sitting around doing nothing, dealing with parking, dealing with getting out, getting to the place and getting from the place. Yeah, it's too shitty. I
Yeah,
don't like it anymore, but it's just getting old, I guess.
yeah,
I think that about does it, man. It's been a pretty long podcast, but I think we covered about everything. Anything else we missed? Anything? I'm checking the timeline just in case some crazy shit happened.
yeah. Nah, I think. Let me check. I think. I don't think nothing happened. Let me double check.
Yeah, I think that about does it. I did see a preview for the new King of the Hill
Oh
cartoon coming
yeah.
back. I like King of the Hill, man. I'm
I was
excited
about to
for
ask
it.
you, are you a fan of King of the Hill?
That's what King of the Hill is one of those shows where sometimes I'm like, but it comes on and I'll watch the episode. I think it's fucking hilarious, man. I'll be like, damn, this show was good. I forgot how good it was.
Yeah.
It's also one of them shows that gets funnier as you get older. Because when it first came out, I was a kid. But when you watch it again, I'm like, damn, this show was fucking funny. It was real. It was I don't know. It was a good show. So I'm excited it's coming back.
Yeah.
And I want to see what they do with it. But the new intro looks good. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. It's a new intro or just
It's a new intro. Basically, it's like a mini cut of the previous intro on the old show was just showing some stuff that happened. This intro was like fast forwarding through everything that happened from the end of the show to now, where all of them growing up. The son done went away to college or whatever. They moved out and then moved back in. It's kind of like a time lapse video of all the stuff that happened in the past years. So it looks pretty good, man. I'm excited for it. I know some of the voices will be different. The guy who did Dale died, I think, so they're going to have somebody else with him. And, of course, Brittany Murphy, who did Luann, has been dead for a long time now. So,
yeah,
I think they'll probably just write her off the show. But, yeah, I think it's going to be good, man.
Okay. I might have to check it out too, man. Yeah, I might have to check it out.
Yeah, King of the Hill is just fucking funny, especially if you're from Texas and you get all the stereotypes and shit, because it's so stereotypically Texan.
Yeah.
A lot of this shit. So it's very funny, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, are you be keeping up with boxing, specifically like local, like the local guys?
Local, not really. I saw a fight, the Japanese guy, anyway. That was a great fight, actually. I just randomly watched it. It was really good. But I haven't been watching a lot of local stuff. Why? Something happened?
Yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna say shout out to my guy DFG. Are you familiar with DFG? Guy by the name of Darius Fogum.
No, I hadn't heard of him.
He's a local guy. I think his fight might be going on now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we actually had him on in the loop. So
okay,
him, and I'm looking on my Instagram now. Look like we had Raul. Where's we had Raul Marquez. He looked like he popped in and trying to see what I was talking about.
Okay.
Legendary boxer Raul Marquez. Did I say
Okay.
yeah, Raul Marquez. We actually had him and his son Gio Marquez on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of curious. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's on here on the Instagram story too.
That's dope, man. I'm trying to get back into boxing. I'm trying to watch some more fights. It's always a hassle to figure out what show or what channel it's on, and trying to figure out. I was more into MMA for a while, but I stopped watching the UFC completely. I can't watch the UFC no more. I do watch some K1. I watch some 1F, some other promotions, but I'm trying to get back into boxing, man. So I'm down to watch a few matches from some local talent.
Yeah.
So that's what's up.
Yeah. Shout out to my girl Michaela. She in here. She's a big boxing fan.
Okay.
Yeah. She loves some boxing. Her name is Slim Dorella on Instagram.
Okay. Shout out to her. I'll have to tap in, see what she could recommend.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it.
All right. Well, shit. Appreciate everybody for joining us for another exciting edition of the Gin and Juice podcast. And of course, make sure y'all tune in the loop Monday through Friday. Figgy segment is on at 1:20. Figgy's mixtape at 1:20 Monday through Friday. Make sure y'all tap in and check it out. Always a good segment with him. Yeah. And yeah, man, until next time.
Peace.